Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Hey,
Show.
good morning.
Here we go.
Happy Valentine's, puppy. It's our post-Valentine's morning show. President's Day celebration. Is that too wordy, Rich?
I would have stopped you halfway through that.
Where's your Abe Lincoln hat, dude?
Damn it.
I thought it was tradition. Happy President's Day. I hope you have the day off. We are here in for Dan Patrick, Covino, and Rich. Let me shamelessly promote first. We're normally on Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. But when they say, hey, can you fill in for DP? We say, not only could we fill in, it's our Dan Patrick presidential hat trick.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
That's
Day
why you
1
do
of
have to
3.
break out the Abe Lincoln top hat.
I brought a hat just in case it was a bad hair day with the new early schedule. But
That
it's all right.
It's early here on the West Coast, but we're ready to go. Let's
All
do
right.
this. NBA All-Star Weekend. Before we talk NBA, before we talk about people reporting for baseball and did Michael Jordan have a better weekend than the NBA, we're going to get to a bunch of crap. Aliens? Former presidents are admitting there's aliens? We'll get to all that, but I got to say I saw a movie last night with the kids, and I think it was better than NBA All-Star Weekend.
Oh, Jesus.
I saw Goat, the Steph Curry produced movie. Yo, that was good.
Are you Goat Boy now?
It only made 26 mil. I mean, I say only, but, animated movie, heartfelt, the Thorns, bunch of random animals playing basketball, animated movie. Kids loved it. I came out of the movie saying, that was fantastic. So if you're bored today, you got the day off, and you got to figure out what to do with the kids. It might be raining where you are. I think it was good. I think it was worth watching.
It's raining dogs. Hallelujah. So that's Steph Curry's project, right?
Yeah.
So congrats to
I thought
him.
it was really good.
And no surprise, Rich is a big softy pants. He loves kids' movies. And I'm not saying I don't. I do too. And if you're living that dad life, and Rich is in the heart of it right now. This dude wears little kid Little League sweatshirts every day.
I mean, it's my life, dude.
He is full-time coach dad and really, really in it right now. I'm the dad of a teenage daughter who has the day off as well today. So as soon as I get home from this show, I have to be her chauffeur and drive her around town, and she has to party with her friends.
No, right?
It's that scene. It's a different
You're
scene.
dealing with, teenage boyfriends. I'm dealing with Little League and flag football.
Yeah, I was going to say, most of us transition from the NFL season to NBA. Rich goes from NFL season to flag football with kids.
Exactly. And
Dude, can I tell you?
I imagine that was your weekend.
Oh,
I had to deal
so
with
good.
my teenage daughter, going to the movies with the boy. And it's it's a whole other nightmare. But, she's my kid and I love her, but it really is
She's
stressful.
my kid and I love her.
It's stressful,
I
dude,
do love
because
her.
you want them to have a good time, but not too good of a time.
Yeah,
you know, with a new boyfriend
You don't
and
want
everything.
to pull on that the old popcorn trick.
Yeah, I gave her a quiz on the movie. I'm like, yeah, tell me about it, just to make sure they were
Give
watching
me the
it.
Cliff Notes.
So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed your Valentine's weekend. I'm still wearing my leftover pink T-shirt. Is that lame or no?
Yeah, I don't. Do you celebrate Valentine's Day? You're a grown ass man. Did he?
Sam has his heart on. I mean,
got a heart on.
Whoa!
Yeah, Sam has his heart T-shirt
Hearts on.
Heart T-shirt
Okay.
on. He has his heart on. And
Whoa.
Danny G, he looks all celebratory. That's his Valentine's outfit. Black Raiders gear.
That's his everyday.
That's his romantic look right there. His Muhammad Ali T-shirt and Raiders hat. And we wish you lots of love. Hope you had a nice, loving weekend. Hope you loved the All-Star weekend. Hope you loved the game. Hope you got some loving. And we hope you love the show today.
I got to ask you guys because, again, I'm doing flag football with the kids. Little League started. Pony ball started. All this stuff began. So I casually threw on the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Rich was watching the Daytona 500 on his phone.
Let me tell you, I saw the movie Goat, like I said. I feel like animated animals playing basketball, produced by Steph Curry, seemed to be more action-packed than the NBA All-Star Weekend. Can I tell you what I saw as a guy that only saw the highlights and flipping around on my phone? Because, again, I was living the dad life this weekend, and NBA All-Star
That's not an
Weekend.
excuse. Everybody's living their life. I had it on too. So no need to over-explain. I could not focus on that for more than 3 minutes at a time.
No, but I'm saying it was like priority number 58 for me on my
yeah,
list.
but
so.
I had it on the whole time, Rich, and I tell you, I was trying. You know what it felt like? Trying to get to the end of Stranger Things. Like I got it on, but I'm not focused.
Oh,
I
I
got
saw
it on, and sweeping is more exciting. Wiping down my counters, cleaning up the house
Covino
was
had a-
more exciting to me.
Cove was
than,
like, round robin, that's too much math.
well, you know what, Danny G, to be
Round
fair.
robin, Covino's like, time to clean the baseboards.
Yeah, when you just
Crown
start.
Crown molding's got a little.
I started clearing out my inbox on my email, because that was more interesting than the All-Star. Or let me rephrase. It was able to capture my attention more. I just needed more distraction. And, of course, we have the attention spans of goldfish in today's world. I get that. And I will say, and I'm not just saying this, but the NBA, it was more competitive, but it was confusing, and it was, I don't know, I wasn't really buying into it, Danny G.
You got to throw things against the wall to see what works.
Yeah,
right?
and I commend that. So I don't want to come off too harsh, but
can't
Rich,
blame
I
them.
tried to pay attention, and I had it on the entire weekend. I had it on. I just could not get into it, dude.
All right, we're gonna play a game called Rich Hardly Watched. Here's my observations.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm right. I saw Jackson Hayes do a dunk, and I was like, all right, is that like a warm-up or something? And
Everybody thought
then
that.
Danny said, no.
Everybody thought that, and in fact, that was the sentiment. Like, did he realize that it had started?
Yeah.
It's like, we're on the air.
If it wasn't,
hey.
if it wasn't for Carter Bryant of the Spurs, that dunk competition would have really stunk.
But, Danny, am I wrong by saying he ran out of time?
Yeah, he didn't get his last dunk in, so he lost by default. Your winner was Keyshawn.
With the
With his-
goofiest
with
dance
his
moves the
goofy
whole
dancing.
time. Dude,
Oh,
it didn't
man.
help the situation. It made it feel really lame. And the overall sentiment, and again, you could chime in and defend it. Maybe it's a younger guys thing. Maybe we're not relating to the young dudes and we sound like old guys. Keep in mind, we're the youngest in the game here on Fox Sports Radio. It just felt like something we grew up with, which was so awesome, just isn't that anymore. Are we just holding on to the past? Because we used to look forward, just like the home run derby. We get excited about that. We used to get excited about the dunk contest. It's not the same, dude.
And there's showmanship involved. Like, you want the participants to, like, hype the crowd up and get everybody into it. But he was forcing those dance moves. And at one point, my wife Brenda said, he's too tall to be doing the Dougie. He looked so awkward.
The guy's twerking. He's doing like a little nanny poof poof sort of like, I just did it was like so corny, dude. It was like,
especially after he couldn't get the dunk he wanted in, and it took like 4 tries, and then he busted and hit the dance move hard, and we're like, bro, we knew what dunk was coming that whole
you know
time.
what it is,
like,
Danny G? We were so spurled, as old people say. We were so spurled. We were so spoiled as kids, and we would see Vince Carter, and
there was side by. It's funny you say Vince Carter. There were side by sides all day yesterday of Vince Carter's dunk and Jackson Hayes' dunk.
That's what I mean. So when you grow up with that level of excitement, right, and it was such a big deal, and all the big stars we grew up with were there, and then you see what's going on today, it's like, am I missing something?
You didn't even mention the Magic player who got stuck on the backboard.
That
and
was scary, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he broke his back. He fell back and banged the back of his head on the court.
My neck and my back.
To quote Mike Tyson, what spinal? What?
Yo, honestly, we could joke now. For a second, I was like,
it looked scary.
Man, that looked bad. He got stuffed by the backboard. It looked awkward.
Yikes.
And he fell straight back.
My back! My neck and my back!
Doctor said he needed a backiotomy, but other than that, he's okay. He got stuffed by the rim, fell straight back onto his spinal.
Yeah, that
onto
was
his head.
That was Jace Richardson.
Yo, Jace Richardson, thanks for providing the only excitement of the contest. But we're glad you're okay.
You know what it comes down to? It comes down to, I don't blame the big stars for not wanting to do it, because look at us. We're just a bunch of critics, a bunch of dudes that can't slam dunk in any capacity.
Hey,
but hold on.
Bottom of the net. I can hit bottom of the net.
I know. Covino's jumping up.
But Rich,
Tap in the net.
I'll push back a little bit on that, Rich. I feel like people were wanting it to be good.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you remember how good some of those dunk contests were, and you want it to go there again.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
hold
just
on,
saying,
hold on.
if athleticism didn't get worse, if anything, it got better. I just think the star players, maybe it's ego. They don't want to lose. No one wants to put themselves out there. The same way Covino doesn't want to do karaoke or something unless he really wants to do it, because putting yourself out there, you leave yourself vulnerable. And I feel like a lot of these stars are like, what am I going to do? The slam dunk contest. Then if I don't win, I'm the guy that lost the slam dunk contest?
Well,
for what?
Let's reemphasize the importance of All-Star Weekend here for the NBA. You know, there was a lot of talk that it's just not popping like it used to, right? And after the NFL, we all have the NFL blues, and we're all looking for what's next. You got to wait until next month for the World Baseball Classic and MLB and everything else. So this was a huge weekend to jump on board again and get caught up on the NBA if you're just a casual fan. I mean, if you're an NBA guy, we get it. You're watching all the time. But if you're here and there, this was the weekend that was going to pull you right back in full force, and this was their opportunity to get you excited again. I think for most people, not hating, just stating, it did the opposite. It's like, I wanted to go with what you said, Danny G. I wanted to be excited. I wanted to watch. I wanted to like it. No one sits in front of a new show or a new comedy special or a new movie and says, all right, I hope this stinks. We all want to be entertained. We all go there with great intentions. I wanted to watch it and enjoy it, and I can't say I hated it, dude. I'm not saying I hated it, but it was not the excitement that it should have brought if it wanted to win you over for the rest of the season. It just wasn't.
There were moments of there were high. I guess you could call them highlights, things that you saw floating around social media all weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
They're trying new things, but the question really is.
I think I saw more Michael Jordan highlights, bad ones.
I was going to say, what's the
and a good one, him lifting that team trophy.
Congrats. He's a winner.
What's the winner of the weekend? Who won?
Apparently, Steph Curry in the movie GOAT.
I thought it was good. Only, like I said, it under-delivered money-wise, I guess, at the box office. But I thought a basketball movie about a GOAT, a former NBA star holding up a Daytona 500 trophy, Michael Jordan, his team won. Congrats to, who was it? I wrote it down here, Tyler Reddick. Daytona 500. So who wins the weekend? Michael Jordan or the NBA?
Well,
he's now a champion in another sport. And you could say Michael Jordan won the weekend. Meanwhile, there's a video of him, like, tickling a kid's butt floating around, and people are all up in arms about it.
That's the well part I was pausing on.
Well,
he proves once again that
I think there was some context to that, too.
I agree.
Listen, dude, I agree.
What I read is the kid was wet from the celebration, so he was kind of like pulling the kid's wet clothes.
Well, you could see it. Yeah, you could see that, and you know what? It's unfortunate. That's all I could really say about that. As a parent, I do agree with the sentiment of, you never put your hands on any kid like that. That's not your kid, right? Especially someone else's kid.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm a dad. I feel like
is it that big of a deal? It's just a bad look because it's public and national all over the place.
I was like, if you got kids, you tickle your kids and you horse around them. And if that's like a nephew or something, and it's so contextual. It's so
it's clearly a kid from the team.
Yeah,
from his winning team, and they're celebrating. They're all excited about the victory. Unfortunately, social media gets a hold of these things and they explode.
Yeah, but I think everyone, because of the temperature of the world right now, everyone all hung up on like Epstein stuff.
Well,
I think everyone.
You can't blame people for being protective of kids.
By the way, that was the winner's son. That's Tyler Reddick's son.
So what I'm saying, I think because of the world we live in now, everyone wants to lean creepo instead of just saying it's like an innocent little moment that is misconstrued because we don't know the context of anything.
Stand on record that I actually agree with Rich 100%. I'm just giving you the flip side of how social media is reacting to it.
You know what it reminds me
of?
I'm
not mad at Michael Jordan, not even a little bit.
No, I mean, you don't know the relationship people have.
Yeah, but I'm upset for him that he's getting this backlash. Like in today's world, when cameras are on you, especially, you got to be extra careful because you don't want to deal with that.
No doubt.
You know, it's like. And you know what's sad about that is you can't even be nice to a kid because you're fearful of weird criticism. Like there's sometimes, just like if you're in an elevator or something, you're there with a little kid. Just being nice to a little kid feels weird because you don't want people to look at you
like,
in
hey,
a funny
little buddy.
way.
Well, I mean,
you're just being a nice guy. Like, and you have to justify like, oh, I'm a parent too, and I just want to say, I felt a little weird just acknowledging your puppy. I wanted to say hi to your little kid there. No. I'm not a creep. And Michael Jordan, if you missed it, because not everybody saw it, but it was all over the place.
Yeah.
he had a better day than the actual NBA is what we're saying here because his team won the Daytona 500. In celebration.
Who was the driver? Lightning McQueen?
Yeah, Riddick. Tyler Riddick.
Oh,
so
my bad.
In celebration, they're out there in the rain, and they're all super pumped. He's high-fiving everybody. There's a little kid, and he's part of the celebratory festivities. And
celebratory festivities.
Michael Jordan, shakes off his shirt because it's raining and it's wet, but he's pinching his cheeks. He's grabbing,
pinching the little kid's butt.
He's grabbing his butt, shaking off the rain.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're all having a great time. They just won a big race. I'm not defending it, but I understand. He's just having a good time.
People are
He's
weirdos.
not being a pervert about it.
People are weirdos.
People are weirdos, man.
People want to look for the worst in everything.
And unfortunately, it becomes a story, and we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't acknowledge that, he had the better weekend, but he didn't need this nonsense.
Oh, he didn't need an out-of-context weird clip. What is he doing?
And if you're Michael
When
Jordan.
explained, it makes
He
sense.
had the best weekend, but.
But
literally.
just leave it at that. Then you have to explain yourself or what? Or do you just let that fizzle? Because
Michael Jordan is a private guy that doesn't need to explain himself to anyone. When was the last time he had made a public comment about anything?
In his insight to excellence.
His big sit-down with Mike Tirico that was supposed to be every week?
Yeah.
I think he's doing just fine.
So the question to you, Fox Sports Radio Nation, Dan Patrick Nation, President's Day, who had the better weekend? Was it former NBA legend Michael Jordan, who continues to win? All he does is win, win, win.
Yeah.
Or the NBA All-Star Weekend, which
Sunday was an improvement.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
it sounds like we're being hard on it. As far as competitive, yes, it seemed like the players were in it. Kawhi Leonard, wow, he still got game. He still cares. Watching him play, watching these guys play, watching LeBron hit those shots.
Anthony Edwards
was all into it. Watching these players compete, yes, that was nice to see. But I don't know, man. Like I said, it just couldn't get my attention the way it used to, the way it should.
But
or
then again,
maybe that's on me.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second.
But I'm not the only guy.
Because
I see what people are saying.
We're going to get to a ton of stuff today. Some football, even though it's not football season, there's football news. A debate in the world of Major League Baseball. I just totally remembered something that I thought would be interesting for the show today. So we'll talk about baseball, some football. Aliens? Not only was Obama catching loose balls courtside, he so casually in an interview was like, yeah, there's aliens. Aliens? We're going to talk about this.
I believe this is true.
So a lot to get to today, but who won the weekend? NBA or Michael Jordan?
Is there someone else we're not thinking of?
But again, let me just play devil's
advocate. Could have been you, Lance Romance.
Let me play devil's advocate. We really are, as we like to point out, we're King Joffrey. We think we're Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator.
Entertain me.
We really are sitting on our throne like a bunch of lazy asses, with our thumb ready to go up or down.
When you have 37 streaming services, you got options. Entertain me.
It's true. What dating and streaming services have left people in the same weird spot. Everyone, the same way you talk to your single friends and they're swiping on Tinder and Bumble and Field and all these apps your friends talk about. Why can't they find love? Because everyone is hard to please. You make one little mistake, they're on to the next. They're always about to upgrade. We have, like you said, 37 streaming services, a million options that if we don't like a dunk in the NBA dunk contest, we're like, goodbye, thumbs down.
I didn't like his dance moves.
Yeah, you don't like the dance moves? Next.
Keyshawn Johnson.
But
weak-ass dance moves. Click. Next.
I don't care.
The big takeaways from the weekend, we'll hear from you next on the Dan Patrick Show. Covino Rich, what won? Was it the NBA? Was it Michael Jordan winning the Daytona 500? Was it what I took my kids to see, even though it didn't make a bunch of money? GOAT in the theater.
You were the first guy I heard bring that up.
Well, hold on.
Even though I've seen lots of promos for it.
Hold on. I have a question. It's 6:19 on the West Coast. Who would be the first guy to tell you about this movie? It came out this weekend. You're the first guy. Guess what? You haven't even taken a shower this week.
Yeah, the rest of the country's been up for 3 hours, Rich. You should have got a phone call about that movie.
Yeah,
of course.
6:20 on the West Coast.
But what I'm saying is,
you act like my East Coast Botchagaloop friends are. I'm like, yo, bro, this weekend. My phone's already been buzzing all morning.
Well,
no one mentioned this movie.
Basketball, and I'm telling you that I took my kids to see a heartfelt basketball movie produced by Steph Curry.
I'm sure it's good.
With the voices of a bunch of people you know.
We just can't get Rich to watch a real NBA game.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Danny G, I'd rather watch that GOAT movie over and over and over with my kids.
I keep telling Rich about
than watch Jace Richardson fall on his head.
Ryan Garcia is fighting Mario Barrios this coming weekend.
Yeah,
I'm like, Rich, you want to watch? He's like, no, I want to watch GOAT again. I'm like, again? You just saw it. Goat Boy. That's all he's talking
call
about.
up Jim Brewer. Get GOAT Boy
According
here.
to Rich, GOAT Boy had the best weekend. What do you think?
So I'm gonna say GOAT. I'm gonna say GOAT number one.
You're stupid.
NBA is in third place. The GOAT and Michael Jordan winning the Daytona 500. Your thoughts? We'll get to them next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
All right.
So, we met these people at Super Bowl.
We sure did.
What good folks at Z Kleiner. Are you
Kleiner.
one of the 7% of adults in the U.S. who are searching for an alternate to sleeping in a bed? I tell you what, you and I have one thing in common. Well, a few things, but we've both joked about how our grandparents never slept in a bed. I feel like my grandfather spent the last 10 years of his life, so, in some lame recliner.
It smelled like them. It smelled like Old Spice and Brill cream.
I wish back in the day he had Z Kleiner.
No, seriously.
Let's introduce you to Z Kleiner, the revolutionary recliner designed by Flex Steel. The Z Kleiner was meticulously engineered with restful sleep in mind, making it an ideal bed alternative. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep.
But the Z-Kleiner is more than just a recliner. It's a personalized comfort experience. It features multiple power adjustments like recline, headrest, and lumbar, zero gravity to reduce pressure on the body, and tech integrations like charging ports for easy modern living.
Ooh, we know life could be messy, which is why Z-Kleiner is upholstered in a moisture and stain-resistant
Can we
fabric.
get him for the studio since we're up so early?
Little nap?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Little nappy nap?
Yeah.
Perfect for all-day enjoyment, even in homes with pets and kids. Z-Kleiner is complete. It's a complete sleep solution. Whether it's daily relaxation or an alternate to a bed, it delivers unmatched comfort, technology, and support.
Visit zkleiner.com/Dan Patrick today to find Z-Kleiner at a store near you. Z-Kleiner. And I got a lot more Super Bowl halftime observations, too, because that's the big controversy, right? The game was pretty much cut and dry. Seattle dominated.
I don't believe it.
What?
I don't believe it. I think no one really cares, and a few people on social media make us think people are mad about things. Like, what were you really mad about Bad Bunny for? Like, what would make you mad about that?
Well, for non-Spanish speakers, it's just they don't understand it.
You didn't see Eric Dickerson, Hall of Famer, double down on how it was un-American?
Yeah, but it's like 15 minutes of a performance. So, it doesn't speak English. Yeah, not for you.
If it hurts your feelings that bad, you're kind of soft.
Like, get a life.
Enjoy some buffalo wings, grab a cookie, have a conversation with somebody.
I'm not disagreeing, but, Rich, there were plenty of people with the way they worded their posts on social media.
You know what I say to those people?
It kind of came off a little racist.
You know what I say to those people? Get a life. Like, I call it how I see it. Sometimes I lean one way, sometimes I lean another way. I don't get how,
You can't be mad for the NFL making a great business decision. Again, I'll reiterate what we already said. It wasn't a political choice. It was a business decision.
These guys,
they are going international. There's so many international games next year. They're trying to globalize the sport. They are globalizing the sport. Think of it like the World Cup, because that's what they're shooting for. And if you want the game to grow, then stop crying about it. And you wouldn't complain if it were the World Cup, so we shouldn't be complaining because it's Bad Bunny at Super Bowl halftime.
Next year, they're going with the Wiggles because they're taking over Australia.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Can't wait.
Rich's Niners going to be in Australia.
My only thought that
Men at work next year.
The only time
Men at work.
The only time where I'm like, oh, they blew it was when you saw Ricky Martin. It's like, if he did 30 seconds of She Bangs or Livin' La Vida Loca, Covino's right. Maybe you would have stole the show.
The bridesmaid could never outshine the bride, right? So you can't have Ricky Martin living La Vida Loca, doing his little leg kicks and everything, stealing the show.
Or even if Gaga went into abracadabra for 20 seconds, just something to
it's a Bad Bunny show, dude.
Okay.
And here's the other thing. You can't debate it, and here's why. He was the #1 streaming artist on Spotify and everywhere all over the world, okay? International superstar. How could you hate on that? The NFL went as big time as they possibly could. So congrats on that. Now, do I expect everybody to have enjoyed it? No, because I understand everyone speaks Spanish. But I do recognize this, that he represented all cultures. I thought that was kind of cool because he didn't just represent Puerto Rico, right? It was all Latin countries. You had all sorts of different representation. You had Cardi B there for the Dominicans. You had Pedro Pascal for the Chileans, Jessica Alba for the Mexicans, Alex Earl for the Whiteys. You had Lady Gaga. You had Ronald Acuna Jr.
I don't think a lot of people realize this.
Braves Venezuelan baseball player out there at the halftime show.
You know how they had people dressed up as the plants on the field as the sugar cane, right? Dan Byer was one of them.
Yeah, he made $18 an hour.
Dan Byer was on the field.
The fun fact is they made $18.70 an hour, right, Danny G?
And they worked 1,000 hours total.
No, like 70 hours, wasn't it? They made like $1,000.
Dan Byer wanted to get on the field, so he had to do what he had to do. So, yeah, Dan Byer was sugarcane stalk number 5.
They practiced for 2 weeks, Covino.
I will say this, too, speaking of things being represented, all the little subtleties, I think that there was a lot of prideful moments for Hispanic people and Puerto Ricans and little kids sleeping on the chair, and how in Hispanic cultures people party late into the night and the little kids are sleeping there at the party on the chairs, and all the little things that he did. But I really love that he even acknowledged the Mexican-Puerto Rican boxing rivalries. Like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Xander Zayas was there representing Puerto Rico, boxing Emiliano Vargas.
I don't think anyone knows the two people you mentioned, but that's cool.
Fernando Vargas, his son. So he Mexican fighter versus Puerto Rican fighter. Again, it's just part of the culture. You have the
people got married. There was a couple that genuinely got married. But I will say, yesterday,
I wish Bad Bunny paid for my wedding.
Yesterday was also a master class in how dumb we are for believing social media. Because do you know how many people are like, that little kid Bad Bunny handed his Grammy to? That was the 5-year-old kid that was detained by ICE.
Everybody ran
and that went wild. Everyone on social media was spreading this rumor around, and it was completely false. It was a little actor. So it was a masterclass in showing how quickly a false rumor could spread, because within minutes, everyone thought that.
And by the way, for the record, would I have preferred Metallica? 100%. They're from San Francisco. They're getting older. Their window's closing. They deserve it. But, man, you can't get bigger than Bad Bunny internationally. Jump, 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 jump. Did Daddy Mac will make you jump, jump. Iowa Sam playing some old school Chris Cross. Rich meant Christopher Cross. He wanted to hear Sailing, Sam.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. By the way, it's the Mac Daddy of Fox Sports Radio, Covino.
No one's ever said that.
And there's the cheese. It's the mac and cheese of radio.
It's
Covino and Rich.
It's the anniversary of this song, February 1992.
Wow. Rich is dying to tell you his story. You know this is his first concert? Or where you took a girl?
It is my first concert.
Speaking of romance.
I know Sam was playing Daddy Mac and Make It Jump Jump in honor of the Slam Dunk contest. But I did take a girl to see Chris Cross in junior high.
Did you wear your pants backwards?
And I didn't even get a kiss. I remember being like, I thought I was all smooth, like, want to go see Chris Cross together? Westbury Music Fair on Long Island. And I did not wear my clothes backwards, but they did.
Nice.
Were you at least wearing cross colors?
Dude, you know it.
So like I said, the mac and cheese of radio, CNR on FSR, everything at Covino and Rich. Should I shout out Frank Caliendo? Because he usually tunes in to the Dan Patrick Show, and then he's disappointed when we're here. What up, Frank? Or should I shout out the Sandman? Oh, yes.
But he said he's not fully upset about it.
Not fully upset.
He said we're his second favorite. Question for you. The guy that was doing all the dancing at the NBA Slam Dunk contest.
Yeah, Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Now, he's got better dance moves than me, but still look corny as hell.
Here's the thing. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Here we are talking about how it lacks excitement, and someone hit us up on the in-show chat. You can watch the show, by the way, streaming live every day, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR.
Yeah, I'm the guy bringing the romance, my sweet pink T-shirt, left
Yeah.
over from last night.
This guy still hasn't changed his shirt in 2 days.
Yeah.
People are saying on the in show, here's a guy trying to dance, whether they're cheesy moves or not. He's trying to bring the excitement in a pretty mundane event.
I mean, you
and
could
now you're
try
making fun
and
of the guy
fail.
dancing. Like,
No. It's
like-
not just me.
it's like being at a lame-ass wedding.
We are the messenger,
it's like-
okay?
it's being
this
at a-
is the buzz. Of course, we'll give our opinions. This is the buzz. You talk to your friends. You read the comments. You see what people are saying. I'm wrapping it up and giving it to you.
All right, let me give
I
you
also
this.
agree, though, that it looked lame as hell. It did.
Strike a pose after a 50.
Yeah.
He was striking a pose
He was-
after a
all right,
40 dunk.
I'm just saying.
Trump has better dance moves than this guy. He looked corny. It's President's Day. I'm trying to give him some props.
It's a bunch of nobodies now. Is
That's
that what he
right.
said,
I like these guys. I like these guys.
No, he said a bunch of nobodies.
Travesty.
He said, he gave Michael Jordan a shout. I see Jordan's winning the weekend. I'm just saying, imagine being like a lame-ass party at a club or a wedding. No one's on the dance floor. You got to at least credit the one guy that's like, all right, I'm going to go bust open some moves. I'm going to get this party started. Gets out there.
Trust me.
Starts doing the
I'm not
Dougie.
being,
No? Come
we're
on.
not mean for the sake of it if you're new to our show. These are the observations we made. Like Danny G said, you bust out the dance moves when you do something awesome. He was busting out the dance moves from the start, and they weren't good dance moves. Not trying to criticize,
okay.
not hating, just stating.
Okay. Who you like to do? Who's the guy from Dance with the Stars? That sassy judge? Were you that guy all of a sudden?
Now dancing the cha-cha.
Now dancing the Paso Doble.
What's his name? Bruno?
No,
or
you're
something?
Bruno.
Bruno.
Bruno over
Who
here.
am I, Bruno?
Didn't he pass away? R.I.P.
No. Bruno didn't die. Bruno?
I thought one of the famous judges from that show passed
Oh,
away.
the old white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
not
that is
Bruno.
unfortunate. No, Bruno's still kicking it.
Trying to
Not
ruin
Bruno.
our week?
No, not Bruno. The other one.
No. Look, and again, we're streaming live like Rich said, so I'm not trying to talk smack. Here I am looking bloated like Pork Chop Pete. I feel like Pork Chop Pete after all that meat I had last night at the melting pot. So, yeah, look at me. I even shaved to bring the romance.
Melting pot.
Yeah, I went to the melting pot
He's
yesterday.
25 years old.
My girlfriend loves that place, dude.
His girlfriend is.
Yeah, she's...
She is.
No, hey, whoa.
Hey, no
she's in her
Belichick.
30s.
No Belichick.
No Belichick. She's in her... Yeah, my Jordan is in her 30s. And she loves the melting pot, and I went overboard.
I can't
31.
deny. I can't deny
They're
how
like-
fun the melting pot is. I just made fun of it, but the truth is, melting pot or any like fondue place really is fun. It really is.
They brought out that chocolate, and I was like, don't mind if I fondue. I gave her my best Al Pacino. Don't mind if I fondue.
Let me ask
and
you
I
that.
ate all of it like a slob.
Let me ask
so
you-
here I am all puffy-faced, in for Dan Patrick, not hating on the dunk contest, just stating.
Let me ask you, since no one cares about the dunk contest,
I'm telling you.
my hotter question is best interactive food spot, because you went to the melting pot last night, and I think tonight, because the kids have off,
Yeah, dude, and I
I think I'm gonna
Not for me.
I think I'm gonna hit up little hibachi tonight, little teppanyaki. I think the kids are in store for an onion volcano today.
Nice.
Is that the best interactive food?
Oh, yeah, there's no question. As far as
Oh, yeah.
interactive,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because in these other gimmicks, you're the one preparing the food. It's like, what a joke.
Korean barbecue
Yeah,
or
Korean
melting pot.
barbecue, melting pot. It's like you got to know how to prepare it and read instructions.
But when you say those are like more fun date spots,
it's
though,
fun. Yeah, it is. It's fun. But
you got the coco van
I'd
or
rather
whatever.
watch the onion volcano and watch them do their cool tricks and catch a little piece of scrimp.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
you go to hibachi. I know people say what's teppanyaki. I know, but I call it hibachi.
I mean, we did our entire lives, so I'm not changing for any. jabroni.
Arirang. There's a bunch of chains out there.
Give me another one. Come on. Benihana. dude.
Benihana.
Come on, give me another one.
Out here in L.A., there's a place near me, Something Fishy. What is the?
Yamato, right?
Yamatos. Yeah, that's really good.
Here's the question. This is the hard-hitting one, Danny. Do you have to tip that guy, or does your tip go to him?
I always tip that guy,
Yeah, I think you
especially
have
if he
to.
does a really good volcano.
But I'm saying, if he does an extra good volcano and beating hard and what else?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, so,
throws
little,
a shrimp in your mouth.
yeah, you do a little,
It's a matter
not
of
the first time you caught a zucchini in your mouth.
Well, this weekend it was.
But when you have this guy or woman put on a good show, do you have to slip them a 20? Or when you tip 20% on your bill, do they get that? Or does the woman that brings you the Mai Tai get it?
Hey, man, if your daddy stacks, then bring it. Give him some cash.
I think that's the one time you got to do the old guy thing.
You know what I do?
You got to do the old
give him-
Italian guy
I
thing.
call it the old MJ, where I just squeeze his cheeks.
Stop it.
And I said, get over here.
Get over here. Hey, you.
I squeeze his cheeks.
You put the 20 in his undies.
I slipped the 20 in his tighty whities, and I give it a squeeze.
But I think it is the time where you have to be like East Coast Italian guy, where you put like a 20 in your hand, and you're like, yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for that onion volcano.
And by the way, feedback's coming in. We're streaming live at Covino and Rich on FSR. Covino and Rich FSR, and a lot of people saying, yeah, the Michael Jordan thing is blown out of proportion, as we agree. It's just a shame that anyone's talking about it. He has apparently a great relationship with this little kid, and it's just
like
you know
family.
what? Yeah, it's the public who should be ashamed of themselves for making things like this into what it is. Yeah. But you also got to protect these kids, so I see both sides.
Yeah, but when the public doesn't know the relationship between the families, and you see an innocent moment with Michael Jordan, and then people making it seem like he's doing something inappropriate, it takes a beautiful moment post-Daytona 500 victory in the rain with the family. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself for thinking something creepo, because then I'm thinking, like, where's your mind go? Your mind goes creepo all of a sudden? Then you might be a weirdo.
Yeah, but you also can't have your head in the clouds when it comes to your kids, right? So you can't trust everybody. So I understand where the thought comes from.
That is true.
But yeah, it's Michael Jordan. It's a public situation. It's a celebratory situation. He knows the family. He knows the kid really well. Context matters. It always matters.
Yeah.
So
in the rain.
Let's make that clear. I'm happy for Michael Jordan. He's a winner. It's a shame that's even a story.
Yeah, so congrats to MJ, Daytona 500, and, of course, Tyler Reddick.
And if we're going to be on the positive, even though I think Michael Jordan wins the weekend, you say it's GOAT, right? GOAT boy?
GOAT.
Rich says it's the movie GOAT.
What kind of goat sound effect was that?
Rich is GOAT boy.
Let me tell you, Danny G.
I do think that the NBA, let's stay positive, was competitive. How exciting, how pulled in were you? It also could be on you, you know? Yeah. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I was thinking more about the meats at the melting pot than I was about watching the actual game. You know, how competitive was it? It was pretty competitive.
I have an idea for you.
So congrats on at least trying to take chances.
That fourth game, it culminated, the round-robin tournament style.
A lot of people were confused by it, Danny G. That was part of the problem.
I mean, I wasn't, because I was tuned in at the start when they explained it.
Yeah.
It's a quick Google search,
but
man.
Still, it was something that I had on in the background, and then I paid attention to the third and fourth game especially. That last game, it was OGs versus the youngins, the youngsters, they kept saying. So why not do a shorter, one full all-star game and just do veterans versus youngsters, like a certain age threshold? So once you get to this age in the NBA and you make the all-star team, you're on that side. So it's like the new guys trying to, I don't know. I'm thinking that we gotta simplify it somehow with the same style that we had yesterday with that competition that we did see. Actually,
whether you love it or hate it.
Well, again, the young guys beat the world team, and then the
overtime,
old guys beat the young guys.
Whether you love it or hate it, and some people love to be like, "Oh, baseballs," people love to mock baseball. I'm a big baseball guy.
Same.
Their All-Star game and home run derby, for as much as people like to be like baseball, it's the one that still works till this day. The All-Star game, American League, National League, and the home run derby, it's the only one that somehow feels like it works. The Pro Bowl went down the tubes, and I even heard I heard Steve Young even talking to Dan Patrick about how, you get to a certain point when you're an NFL player. Back then, you didn't want to get hurt for no reason. Then they made it flag football, and then at one point the Mannings were captains. Like, they've tried it. It's done. NBA All-Star Weekend, they're figuring it out. They're trying at least, right? But baseball, tried and true. There's something still fun about AL/NL home run derby. Bam. Mid-July, awesome.
Can you believe the turnaround for baseball? The rebranding of baseball? Like, we're so excited about baseball again. You go back less than 5 years ago, people were so ho-hum about baseball. Well, past few seasons totally changed that.
I have a thought about baseball that I want to pose right now.
Baseball felt like an 80-year-old white guy sport.
And
I say that because Rich says I have the taste of an 80-year-old white guy because I'm a big baseball and boxing fan.
For a young Latino guy, Covino's like, I like boxing and baseball. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
is your name Bert and you're from the 1920s?
I say that respectfully. My name's not Ebenezer. My name is Steve Covino. And, yeah, I've always loved
and he
baseball.
likes dancing the Charleston, too. It's weird.
Yeah.
So let me ask a baseball question.
I feel like
to you
it's
guys.
got a great rebranding. Thanks to all the excitement in the postseason, I'd say, in the past few years.
It has. And, of course, people in smaller markets, like baseball's got some issues. Listen, I'm a Mets fan, and there's a conversation we're going to get to later about that. But did you see the latest? The K-Zone is going away. And I'm curious if you think this is good or bad. Did you get used to it? This is not like the first down line where imagine if they got rid of the first down yellow first down line. You'd be like, what?
You're talking to the wrong guy here because I even like the hockey little laser thing that they did back in the day.
Covino liked the laser.
I thought
hockey
that was cool.
puck.
It was like I was watching Blades of Steel. I thought it was cool.
So
I can't see that little stupid puck flying around. I thought it was a great idea. Innovative.
If they didn't highlight the original line of scrimmage and the first down line, so many of us would be like, what? What do you do? How am I supposed to know where the first down is? That yellow first down line has become such part of the fabric of the NFL now, right?
Necessary.
You watch an old game, Danny, even from the 90s, which doesn't feel like a long time ago, the score's not permanently on the screen, and there's no first down line in all the games. It's just not the way it was.
Wasn't the thinking they were trying to keep you holding on to find out, like for rating reasons, right?
Yeah, they used to say if we have the screen on the whole time, then you may just check the score and leave. They wanted you to stick around to figure out what the score was. And then they realized, no, people are going to watch the game. So let me ask you this question, and then we'll take your feedback next. 877-99 on Fox, in for Dan Patrick, Covino and Rich. Because, you know why? You know how this year you're going to be able to challenge a ball on a strike? Because of that challenge, they're eliminating the K-zone, the little line around the strike zone that some networks had it more prominent than others. Remember in the playoffs, I noted how it was lighter in the playoffs, like it was very faintly there, the little square, the little strike zone box. They're getting rid of it because they think it'll help teams on a split-second decision whether or not they should challenge a pitch.
Chris Sale over the weekend says he's never going to challenge a pitch. Did you see that?
Well, you know what? We'll talk more about it next. In for DP. Covino and Rich right here on Fox Sports Radio.
We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. You want the vibe of a drink, that smooth, warming kick, especially on game day, without the hangover? That's RK Zero Proof.
World's first zero-proof spirits with the patented warm molecule. Same feel, zero alcohol. All the cheer, none of the regrets. Try it at rkzeroproof.com.
We got NFL breaking news.
Oh,
What
DB,
up, DB,
let's go.
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
A report from ESPN says that former Patriots head coach Bill Belichick will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, as he did not receive enough votes to be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this upcoming summer.
That's crazy.
The report from ESPN's Don Van Natta Jr. and Seth Wickersham say that Belichick fell short of the 40 votes out of the 50 needed to get in.
Who's hating?
Quoting at least 4 different sources is saying that Belichick was notified of this news on Friday. Belichick quoted as saying 6 Super Bowls isn't enough, and what does a guy have to do? But Bill Belichick will not be a Hall of Famer this summer, according to this report from
That's
ESPN.
That's a joke, dude. That's only a joke second to Rich not being acknowledged by his Syracuse alma mater. That's a joke.
I can't believe that.
That really is. I know he's had a rough year plus and a shaky storyline in recent history, but what he did in the NFL is unmatched, and I don't know how that's possible. So he must have rubbed somebody the wrong way. He needs to.
Are you sure one of the voters isn't Jordan Hudson's dad?
Seriously, that makes zero sense.
Honestly, like I'm. This is tough too. I'm at a loss.
He's right.
Words.
What more does he have to do?
What more does he have to do?
It's kind of a no news sort of thing, but I think it was so surprising in hearing that because we all just felt it was a foregone conclusion. Mike Holmgren got to the final round of balloting last year and ultimately did not get in. I think that he should be in. I think Mike Shanahan should be in. I think a bunch of these guys should be in. And now it's like their case isn't as good if Belichick's not getting in at this point.
By the way, that's
really
another
stupid.
Mike
DB.
Shanahan, Holmgren, these guys are generational coaches, and Belichick is on the top of that list. That is wildly bizarre to me. It's like, Covino, who was the Yankee that was missing like one vote, had 99%? Like, was it Jeter or Mariano Rivera was unanimous, right?
Mo was, I think, the only guy unanimous.
Yeah.
And Jeter was one vote. Yeah.
Like one
vote.
guy. And it's like, who is the person that said, 5 World Series, the captain, clutch, Mr. November? I'm a Mets fan. I don't
Just
like
a
the
hater,
Yankees.
bro.
But in my mind, I'm like, to not vote Jeter in, to not vote Belichick in, those jabronis deserve to get their vote taken away.
You could think whatever you want about Belichick as a person. You
Grumpy,
could hate the Patriots. Yeah, it doesn't matter because I think everyone should be able to acknowledge what he did for the Patriots and in the NFL.
Damn.
So that's just ridiculous.
Thanks for the breaking news, DB.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's wild.
And
Really
there's one other layer to this. He was in a coaches category. Bob Kraft, Patriots owner, is a finalist in the contributors category. So you wonder, did Kraft get in? And they're like, we don't want to mess with Belichick, or we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. But both were up for possible enshrinement this summer. But Belichick apparently not good enough to make the cut. We'll see if the Patriots.
Wouldn't you think
owner
there's a
is.
mistake there? Like, there has to be an error.
Like, was there a hanging Chad involved?
Right.
Was there
It's a misprint.
Is it the case of the hanging Chad 25 years later? 26
so
years later? My
stupid.
goodness. Well, think about it. If you're voting, forget the 6 Super Bowl wins, 9 Super Bowl appearances, right? The 2 Giants losses and the Eagles loss. And
You mean as an assistant?
as an assistant and a win as an assistant and a loss.
2. Yeah, he had 2 in 21 and 25.
Yeah. So, Mike,
Super
all
Bowls.
that and nothing, huh? No beans.
Dedicated his life to the NFL and was great at it. That's a joke. I feel like someone's out for him, if not a misprint, or he really did something behind the scenes we don't know about, because that makes no sense at all. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just didn't take kindly to the fact that he's affiliated with some cheating scandals. And that's why your boy Carlos Beltran even got some flack, but he got voted in, but there was a lot of speculation, and some people really hold a grudge more so to certain people than others, and Bill Belichick, not the most likable guy, maybe rubbed some people the wrong way, and they're like, you mean Bill, Spygate Bill, Deflategate Bill?
Dan Beyer and I were talking about that during the break, that, there are people that might say, of course he's going to get in, but because of Spygate, maybe just not the first time.
Lance Romance. Hope you got some romance. Hope you brought the romance this weekend. And happy President's Day. DP has the day off, so Covino and Rich are here. But for us, it's just we start the day earlier because we're on every day anyway. 2 to 4 on the West, 5 to 7 on the East. Covino and Rich. Thank you. And I mentioned Frank Caliendo before.
Yeah.
If you want to see our interviews from Super Bowl week, we caught up with Frank.
Great dude.
Yeah, real great time. And we interviewed everybody from Jackson Dart to Emmitt Smith to Gary Vaynerchuk.
to Fernando. Oh, no, that's right. Fernando Mendoza.
No, he was sniped from us, as the story goes.
Collins stole him, and you can learn more about Fernando Gate as well.
It's all on YouTube, and we're streaming live right now. Covino and Rich FSR at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, and we are live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Remember, after the show, the DP podcast and our stream goes up as well. Search Covino and Rich wherever you stream your podcasts. Danny G puts a best of up. There's a best of the week, everything there. Covino and Rich, 5 stars, because anything less is uncivilized. But we're streaming live, and you could join the live chat.
Yeah. Now, before we get more into this new baseball ABS ruling, did you see former Fox Sports Radio employee Doug Gottlieb flipping out?
How could we miss that?
I wonder if people...
The exact same effing play.
He hit the table so hard. He hit the table so hard.
The exact same play.
The mic falls.
Hey, all he's asking for is a fair game.
And you know what? I just wanted to give him a shout-out because I asked Sam, I was like, what's his record? Because last year, I know he had a rough first season because the personnel wasn't there. But, Sam, he went from having a couple wins total to they're over 500. And,
props to him,
good for
man.
him, man.
He's turning it around. Just wasn't a smooth night yesterday.
But I'll be honest. It's so funny how people lack passion that I got to give Doug credit because when he has a little flip out like this, that was your cue to play.
The exact same play. The exact same play.
It makes headlines.
Excuse Sam. He has PTSD hearing that.
But what I'm saying, Sam's
No, I've been doing the Doug all night. Sitting at the desk.
Sam ran the equipment for the Gottlieb show back in the day.
But isn't it wild to think, I know that we all get passion in our day-to-day life. The fact that, I don't know, maybe you could say other people are so composed. I like the passion from Doug. And it's not like Doug and I are best pals or anything, but I like that passion.
Yeah, he threw a chair at you.
Listen.
You guys were competing for number one coach on Fox Sports Radio.
I mean, now that he's gone, I'm the number one coach on this network. You know this.
Rich coaches flag football and pony ball.
That's true.
Out here in the Valley.
That's true, man. You know it. All right. Baseball. Speaking of pony ball. ABS, the automated ball strike.
Baseball.
That kicks in this year. And if people are not in the loop on that.
For everybody except for Chris Sale, who says he's never going to challenge a pitch. That was a side note. He says that you got to let umpires do their jobs. He's not an umpire. Let them do their jobs. Also, he trusts his catchers to frame a pitch. And he thinks it's sort of greedy. But I want to know what happens when there's a controversial player. Maybe it changes the game, and his coaches and his teammates are like, yo, you got to challenge that. Is he gonna have a moment? Like,
that's
no,
a BS answer. No offense
ethics.
No offense to Chris Sale. This narrative will change. You get 2 a game.
He's been very outspoken about that.
You get 2 a game. You retain them if you're correct. This is not like every at-bat. That's what I want to make it clear. You're talking about every batter. You could be looking, when you think about how many pitchers are thrown an inning, you can have 20 pitches thrown an inning, right? If you're talking about 20 pitches thrown an inning, you're allowed to challenge 2 pitches a game. So this isn't like some BS like the game's going to slow down, it's going to be annoying. It's an instantaneous tap on your helmet or tap on your hat, and they immediately are like, you saw it in the All-Star game. I thought it was great. And with Diaz, now Dodger, remember he challenged a pitch, and it was strike 3. So
when we're hanging out in public, can I challenge all the BS you talk about?
Get 2 times a day.
Yeah, can I just tap my pompadour?
Danny, should we install that on our show?
I want to tap my head and be like, hold on, Rich is exaggerating.
Covino would run out of tries in the first 5 minutes of the show.
According to ChatGPT, everything Rich said is false.
So 2 a game, and I bring this up because we're getting ready for baseball again, and I think people are going to always think the worst because no one likes change and wait a minute, hold on. This is going to be really, I think it'll be fun that once or twice a game, maybe at a key spot, a call could be overturned. It could be fun. It adds another layer. But here's the problem. I think people are going to be more mad, not about this, but because now on your television, no more little box around the strike zone, whether it's Fox or ESPN or your local SNY or Yes Network or Danny, where did the Dodgers play? Spectrum?
Yes, sir.
No more little square box. No more box because they think it'll help people decide whether or not to challenge a play. So you'll go back to the olden days of no box.
We lived plenty of years without it. I think we'll be okay, even though I'm sad to hear this.
So your thoughts, and We'll talk some NFL. It's the offseason, but never enough NFL here. Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich, in for Dan Patrick.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a
can't.
big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Team Stars won the NBA All-Star game in the new round-robin format, with Anthony Edwards earning All-Star MVP after scoring 32 points over 3 games.
It means a lot. You know, I love Minnesota, and I know Minnesota loves me, so
I said I wasn't going to put on a show for him, but I gave him a show. So
Lakers star LeBron James told reporters he's still uncertain if he will play a 24th NBA season. The U.S. men's hockey team crushed Germany 5-1 to finish group play, a perfect 3-0 to earn the 2 seed in the knockout stage. Tyler Reddick captured the checkered flag at the Daytona 500 on the final lap of the NASCAR Cup Series regular season opener. Reddick never led in the race and broke out from the 3rd spot to snag the win following a pair of wrecks. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the 4 Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, yeah, that's us. Shout out to Dan and the Danettes and all the Fox Sports Radio Nation for hanging out with us. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Day 1 of the Dan Patrick hat trick. That's why Rich is wearing his presidential hat today.
Well,
actually,
in
I
fact,
forgot it.
I have presidential trivia later that we're going to give away some prizes. So buckle up. Get your Abe Lincoln beard ready. By beard, I mean what's her name? Mary Todd.
Mary Todd.
Yeah, his beard.
She had a fatty.
Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Talking a little baseball, talking a little football, having fun here on CNR.
If you want to see our giant noggins live, we're streaming live. Covino and Rich FSR. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Join the live chat. Join the fun. And we hope you had a nice romantic weekend. Hope you had an NBA weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards sort of weekend. Even though it was just for me, at least they did something different, and it was competitive. So
The All-Star game was definitely an improvement.
yeah, Kawhi Leonard stepped it up. It was an improvement. Michael Jordan sort of weekend. His race team won the Daytona 500. A women's Sweden curling team sort of weekend.
I'm watching the highlights now.
Yeah, man.
Is that the one
I
Olympic
think they
sport?
stole the weekend, bro.
Is that the one Olympic sport you feel like you could do, but you probably couldn't?
Curling?
What Olympic sport do you think you could do where you would look the least like an ass?
I mean, anybody could look like they could curl, right?
I don't know. I feel like you.
I'm saying to pretend
You
like
think
I
you-
could do it. You can't figure skate like that. You can't be flying down a mountain on your skis like that.
Can't do
I could definitely mop the floor a little bit.
Little
chingadella on the side. Little chingadella on the side. Yeah, I mean,
a little bit of that.
I'm not saying I could do it and compete against who they beat, Switzerland, but I could pretend and fake the funk. So anyway, hope you enjoyed your Olympic sports.
You could actually
Your
go around
curling.
You could go around town telling people you curl. They're never going to call you out on it.
No, they're not. And thank you for joining us live. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We have lots to get to, including your boy Lindor, but some NFL randomness.
Speaking of NFL randomness and speaking of football, on President's Day, I'll give you a little taste of my trivia coming up later.
Oh, please.
Some fun facts. Who do you think is widely considered the most athletic president of all time? Widely considered the most athletic United States president.
Well, Obama could ball on the basketball court.
He was known as a baller.
George Bush threw a perfect strike.
Yeah, he
And
did.
he did. I mean,
Donald Trump could play a good game of catch, too. I've seen it.
Trump
I
could
would
throw.
say if you ask Trump, it's got to be me.
I mean, why would he not
I've
say
seen
that?
him slam dunk. He's pretty,
We've
he's
had
pretty
a
athletic.
number of former presidents play football, either in high school or college.
Well, it's funny you would say that. Of the presidents, want me to tell you who played at least collegiate football? Dwight Eisenhower, Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, JFK played junior varsity, Joe Biden played freshman football at University of Delaware, but they're saying widely considered the most athletic president, Gerald Ford. They're saying Gerald Ford could
He
ball.
played at Michigan, didn't he?
He played at the University of Michigan, center and linebacker, and was part of 2 national championship teams, MVP his senior year. And he actually got some pro offers before he decided to take a different turn in his career. So Gerald Ford.
We salute you.
Wasn't Taft an offensive lineman?
Oh, he's just got his fat ass stuck in a bathtub.
He was just offensive.
And he was just offensive. So we'll do, trust me, more amazing presidential fun facts coming up. But there's NFL news even when there's not NFL being played. In fact, I'm watching the TVs in the studio. We're already talking about the combine and the draft, and there's highlights of Mendoza, and people are already getting ready for the next season.
Can't wait for the draft.
You know, next year, we talked about this the other day on our
Danny
show.
G has been playing ABBA since
Dude, last month, since the Heisman Trophy ceremony.
Every morning, Danny strolls up, gets out of bed to ABBA now, yeah.
Yeah, something about the
Fernando.
song just puts me in a good mood.
Fernando.
First of all, I don't sound anything like that.
It sounded exactly like that. It got to the point where Danny G's wife was like, "Can you stop? I'm just trying to bring the romance.
It's enough." So,
hey, Brenda, can you put on this Fernando jersey for me?
We talked about it the other day on our show. Yeah, it's so weird. For Valentine's Day, Danny's like, "Honey," and he just handed her a Fernando jersey. Put this on.
Ooh, steamy.
Oh. So we talked about it the other day on our afternoon show. Next year, Valentine's Day is Super Bowl Sunday. So that in itself is going to create, again, if there's a pain in the ass person in your life that's like, we got to do something, it's Super Bowl Sunday. My wife was saying it, and the next day is a holiday. So it's Valentine's Day Sunday, and then we finally got it where President's Day falls on that next Monday. But the cool part about that is my wife's like, it's a really good excuse to have a sweet-ass party. Like, you have a Valentine's Day themed Super Bowl party, and everyone could party a little extra hard knowing that there's no work day the next day. So, if anything, I think Super Bowl 61 next year out here in Los Angeles.
Where do you fit in the romance? How do you fit the romance in with the 5-layer dip?
The Saturday the night before, Saturday.
There
And then
you go.
you have a big party.
3-day weekend of awesome.
You have a bunch of footballs and hearts around your house, right?
Yeah.
You bring some extra desserts. They'll have all those Valentine's Day desserts at your local supermarket. I
love
feel
it.
like next year is going to be pretty sweet. It sounds ridiculous, but a Valentine's Day Super Bowl followed by a Monday day off seems sort of right. So that's number one. Number two, we've talked about this before with cheerleaders, mascots. We've talked about it also, Danny, in the NBA. Remember we tried to look up the salaries of some of these aerial, slam dunking mascots that go on trampolines, and
it's always surrounding you doing an appearance at one of your kids' schools.
Oh yeah, I'm the dad. Just if people are unaware of Covino and Rich Pierre.
This is like a typical, if you're new to Covino and Rich, this epitomizes Rich Davis. How he revels in this sort of thing.
Well, I'm stuck in the algorithm that a lot of parents are of, these days are so short-lived, and before you know, your kids are grown, and you see someone, it's like, these are the days you'll dream about when you're an old decrepit guy. So I have a hard time saying no. I coach my kid in everything, flag football, baseball. I'm the guy that does it.
Rich does it for the high fives. That's how I feel. Like, it's like he loves it. He loves the attention he gets.
Well, that's why he's the perfect mascot. That's why he's the perfect mascot because of that.
Exactly. If this was like a different time, he'd be the court jester.
Wearing a funny hat?
Yeah. It just suits his personality.
I mean,
he lives for it.
Look at me. I don't do it just for attention.
Have you seen the video clips of this guy in the mascot outfit?
But I do.
He's
love,
doing the 6-7 dances.
I do love coaching my kids because there is a part of me that I didn't realize what a control freak
Rich
I am.
loves when people think he's the greatest guy. He gets an extra strut and stuff.
Oh my God, who doesn't like
Fade it again?
Who doesn't
Rich,
like?
man, you're such a good dude. Thank you. And then he floats away.
But this guy, listen to this ass clown. He acts like, oh, you don't like when people say nice things about you.
Of course, but I don't live for it.
Covino doesn't like when people say nice things about him, guys.
I don't live for it, and I don't need it the way you need it.
I'm saying I have a hard time saying no to things because I never want to let people down. I'm a bit of a people pleaser like that. So not only do I coach my kids, and I realize I am a control freak because when I don't coach my kids in something, in my mind, I'm like, they don't know what they're doing. Because in my mind, no one thinking like, you think that parent could? Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
so
hey,
when no parent wanted to be the mascot and come out dressed in a silly costume, they go to Rich.
I did, and I volunteered one time.
I applauded him for his time.
And because I
efforts.
because I volunteered one time at my kids' assembly to dress up in the costume. Now I had to go all out, Danny. So I'm like dancing around in this mascot costume, looking like a fool, but I'm having fun with it. And now the PTA people are like, "You were so good. Can you do it like every time?" So now, like once a month, I have to go to my kids' elementary school assembly, and I dress up as the mascot. And
mascot with the ascot.
And I'll be honest. Speaking of the dance moves that were being done at the NBA slam dunk contest, when you're wearing a mascot costume,
Keyshawn Johnson,
you do dance in a way that you wouldn't if people knew who you were.
It's sort of like how you take on the persona of whoever you are for Halloween, right? So if you're somebody for Halloween, you sort of become that person. When Rich is the mascot, he really leans into it. He's doing the worm. He's doing like all your inhibitions are gone, basically.
Because if I told you, Danny, get in front of a couple hundred people and start dancing, you might be like, I don't know. But if I said no one knows who you are, you have a costume on, you'd honestly be a little more free. I was Sam. You're like a wild guy. You're telling me if you had a costume on, you want to be acting all silly in front of the kids and stuff.
Oh, I'd be completely uninhibited.
Yeah. Uninhibited. So I'm thinking about this. Pittsburgh Steelers are now accepting applications to be the next Steely McBeam.
Steely McBeam.
Perfect costume for you, too. Look at the size of his head.
What a mondo head.
Rich doesn't even need the head. Rich is the head. Again, Steely McBeam.
It'd be the first time ever they have to increase the size of the costume's head.
We're going to have to make the head bigger.
He's been the mascot since 2007. You've seen him before. He's got the big giant noggin.
So let me ask you, and I
he's a smiling, rugged steel worker.
I know everyone has a different budget, and I know everyone lives within a different set of means. I'm not being unrealistic. I'm not saying everyone out there is making $1 million, and but I'm also not thinking that everyone's making $20,000. Let me ask you this question for real. 17-game schedule, throw in a preseason or so, and a couple local events, right? Let's say this guy has to make 10 appearances.
Okay.
10 appearances as Steely McBeam, the Steelers mascot. The NBA, the Major League Baseball,
says you must be
NBA
available.
mascots are required to do a lot more.
Okay, but I'm just saying NBA mascots.
Yeah, Richard says you got to be available for every home Steelers game.
All right, and MLB, you got Mr. Met, the Philly Fanatic, but that's 80-something home games, and I know it's probably a rotation of people. But if it's one person, 8 to 9 home games, depending if you have that extra home game, 17-game schedule.
You also appear at charitable events and sponsored events and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's some more responsibility.
What salary do you think would be required for anyone to be like, yeah, I want to do that?
I think it's like $50,000 a year.
I think Rich would do it for free.
Rich would do it just for the high fives.
To be the greatest guy.
Hey, man, you're a really
You're the
great
greatest guy. You're the greatest guy in Pittsburgh, Steely McBeam.
You're a really great Steely McBeam, man. I know, thank you.
Go to the Children's Hospital tomorrow.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right,
man,
so
you do a really great job.
You do nice things. Like Danny said, you go to the Children's Hospital. You go to some local events.
Yeah.
But it's still a job. So my thought is,
What's minimum wage?
yeah, but you can't pay someone. This is a job. You can't expect someone to give up their
those
Sundays.
Those
and,
plants on Super Bowl Sunday made $18 an hour.
And Rich,
Remember the shrubs?
You weren't far off. A minute's-long research here shows that Steely McBeam makes around $60,000 per year.
I wasn't off. I mean, you got to think it's not for a full year, and it's not like a 9 to 5.
And think about this: if you're a big Steelers fan,
part-time work,
or you're into it, it's. I think it's fantastic freelance work. In fact, you could say if you're one of those people that have multiple gigs going on to, support your family, life's expensive. If you told me someone made 60 G's doing Steely McBeam, but then they had a normal, regular weekday job, and that's what got them, 2 salaries coming in, I think it's got to be at least, like you said, 50 or 60 grand Because if you tell me like, oh, they pay him like $500 a Sunday, not worth it. Are you giving up every Sunday for the football season in a sweaty costume, doing all that for? No,
man, I couldn't do it. That's why I'm hating on it. Job description. It says the team. This is according to Google. The team regularly seeks enthusiastic performers between 5'11" and 6'1" for the role.
Oh, you can't do it. Sorry.
I'm like 5'10" and 3/4. I hope they make an exception for this Vato Loco.
Yeah. Also says it requires a basic understanding of football.
Oh, so let's see.
A lot of people we see in the comments that don't understand.
Oh, like you can't. Not that. This is certainly not sounding sexist. Maybe it is. You ever see like the cheerleaders who inappropriately cheer at the wrong time? Like their team just gave up like a pick six, and the girl's like, "Yeah, go team!" And it's like, you just have to pick six. Like, chill out. Like, you got to know the game.
Offense, put the ball in the end zone. Defense, keep the ball out of the end zone.
All right, so Steely McBeam, good luck if you live in the Pittsburgh area. If you're one of the Danettes that lives in the Pittsburgh area, maybe you get that Sunday side hustle. Put $60,000 extra in your family's wallet this coming season, because they're looking for a new Steely McBeam.
Hey, the kids love it. So there you have it.
I tell you what, I asked one of my buddies about this. Not to give up too much info, but I had a buddy.
Rich is Steely McWeen.
I had a buddy that was Otto the Orange
Steely
in college.
McDome.
I'm Steely
McDome. McDork. Sorry, Rich. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Thanks for being a good sport.
Steely McDork.
That's Rich.
So I had a buddy in college.
Hello, Steelers fans.
I have something more your speed, being with your height there.
I just missed it. With height increasing shoes, I could definitely apply.
Right, Guillermo.
I'm 5'10" and 3/4.
Prince platform shoes.
Yeah, I just got to wear my Pee Wee Herman specials.
If you're not watching on our YouTube live channel right now, Covino, sort of the stature of Guillermo from Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. Sure. People think that.
You could be. My buddy did this in college. He was Otto the Orange for Syracuse. And he would go to some of these conventions. And, of course, I had to ask him the obvious. And he's like, he's like,
what's the obvious?
There was, like, mascot shenanigans.
That's the obvious?
There's a lot of
the obvious for me was like, what does that thing smell like? It must smell like ass in there.
Like furries?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of women mascots, dude. It's not. Do you think there's a lot of? You go to colleges, a lot of these mascots are women. It's not just a bunch of dudes.
How does your mind even go there, dude? That's what you're thinking when you see Otto the Orange, you pervert.
When he goes, we went to like a mascot.
Aren't you embarrassed?
If he says we went to a mascot convention, your mind isn't thinking like, what goes down there?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Dude, we just talked about the Olympic Village and how they ran out of 10,000 condoms. I think everyone's mind goes there.
I just don't know how you see that and think sex.
I like citrus. I don't know.
Seriously.
Citrus guy, I guess. All right, well, your thoughts. Would you want to be Steely McBeam? If you're a big NFL fan, which, Danny, I feel like the world is NFL fans. Like, we're going global with the NFL, hence Bad Bunny, hence Australia, Mexico City, Germany, all these international games. The world's
Oh, yeah. And especially our entire country feels like it has the NFL blues right now.
Oh, yeah.
The
Everybody's
NFL,
suffering.
So many people yesterday didn't know what to do with themselves without football.
For real.
On Sunday. It was so weird.
I went to go see GOAT.
That's why he's GOAT boy.
I'm GOAT boy now.
There's another NFL story if you're really thirsting.
What I was going to say, though,
for some NFL.
Yeah, I do. Line up the next NFL story, because I was going to say, if you are an NFL fan, I know we're goofing about it, but listen, if your Sunday routine is you're a Steelers fan and you just get drunk with your buddies swinging around your terrible towel and you're short on cash, this ain't a bad thing. You get to go to all the home games. The away games, you get to just chill with your buds. Every other week? You commit a full day. You're at the stadium. You're in the mix. If the team goes anywhere, you're sort of part of it. Like, it almost seems like a super fan. Like,
don't forget, you have a really fun training camp with the team,
and listen,
and the fans that attend that.
You're with all the super fans, and if you're one of those guys that like rocks face paint and you're tailgating and acting a fool anyway, isn't this like? Wouldn't you be getting paid to almost be doing what you would do anyway?
That is true. If your whole day revolves around that. Anyway,
from the minute
and you're getting paid for it, that's a win.
You just have to lay off the booze. If you could lay off the booze, if you're a non-drinking Steelers fanatic, I don't see why you would be like, not want to do this. Have at it. Next NFL story. What else you got?
Mascot life, just not for me. Unless Mrs. Met is involved. She's got a stuffy.
You see, they
Mrs.
absolutely
Met has a dumpy.
I'm not, and I don't say that.
Just don't drink inside the mascot costume like Chaz Michaels.
Danny, I'm a New York Mets fan. Covino's not even joking. I think it probably started out as an inside joke.
Mrs. Met has a fatty, bro.
Mrs. Met, they designed her with a nice ass.
They did, for real.
And is it weird to say that a mascot has a nice ass? Probably.
Hold on to your butts.
But if you see Mrs. Met, that's why the Philly Fanatic and the other mascots are creeping. That's why Mr. Red with his creepy mustache is lurking. Mr. Met, watch your back, kid.
The other story has to do with a new logo in the NFL. That's a big deal. There's a new rebranding. There's a new logo in the NFL, but how it leaked is the story, and we're going to tell you all about it. Plus, speaking of the Mets, your boy Lindor is saying some things rubbing my cheeks the wrong way, dude.
All right, slow down there, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
More Covino and Rich next in for Dan Patrick right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Now let's talk about our friends at Panini America, the official trading card and digital trading card partner of the Dan Patrick Show.
Oh, Panini brings you the premier collecting experience with the most coveted cards across the NFL, WNBA, college, NASCAR, and more. And as we head into the NFL offseason and NASCAR season roars to life, it's the perfect time to build your collection. Hunt for top rookies and legends with the game's biggest names on the award-winning Panini Direct app.
Panini is dominating college collectibles, new Ohio State and Texas University card set, plus NAL cards showcasing top names like Julian Say and Arch Manning, headliners from the WNBA, Paige Becker's WNBA, All-Stars, and if you're into digital collectibles, check out Panini's NFT platform at nft.paniniamerica.net, where record-breaking sales continue every month and new auctions close daily.
Lock in live moments with Panini Instant Cards made right after iconic plays take place. So visit paniniamerica.net or download the Panini Direct app. From racing to hoops to football, Panini is there every step of the way. Panini America, the official trading card and NFT partner of the Dan Patrick Show. The Brewers get a couple highly touted prospects from the Mets. And this is a segment I like to call Who Gives a Rat's Ass About Prospects?
Good one. Little wordy, but I like it.
I don't give a rat's ass.
I don't give a rat's ass. Because in baseball, football, basketball, it's the equivalent of like late round draft picks. I get it. It's nice to have that equity. It's nice to have those picks. It's nice to have those prospects. But we, more so than ever, name the sport. It's like Amazon, Prime Now. You order something, you want it that day or the next morning. We don't have the patience. Like, oh, Covino, I ordered a new jacket or some sneakers. They come in next Friday. Yeah, no thanks. I'm going to try to find a pair that gets on my doorstep tomorrow.
Now.
We are impatient. So why do you think people want to wait for prospects? I have Met fan friends that are like, man, I'm excited about Peralta, but we gave up Jet Williams and Sprout. I'm like, Sprout was 0-2 last year with an ERA around 5. He's a young, talented guy, but, I mean, do you want to wait for this guy to work out?
I want to know the numbers of how many times players to be named later or prospects ever really pans out. It can't be that often.
And you know what? Your team knows who they are. Like, and the other one was Jet Williams, who's like, he's like 5'8", crafty little, like, center fielder. I'm like, the Mets don't need that.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm sure he's good, and I wish him the best and all, but he's not the Freddie Peralta you need right now.
I think every franchise in all sports, they know like the one or two guys that got away over the years, right? Because your franchise agonizes over it. Like, oh my God, you know, the Mets traded away Nolan Ryan in the 60s or the 70s. You know those guys. Even right now, the Mets, they let PCA, Crow Armstrong, get away.
Mm-hmm.
But he got like a mediocre second half. He's a really good player, but like hey, you got to win now. And to me, when people say,
yeah, but you need the pieces that you need too, though. Like you said, you need starting pitching, and that's what you got.
To me, give me a starting pitcher that is a frontline guy like a Freddie Peralta, and I'll give you 10 farm system guys because who cares? You have Luis Robert, you have Soto, Lindor, Polanco. If you're a Mets fan, you have all these guys. Like, so who cares about a guy?
By the way, Rich, you're always quick to remind your friends and everybody on Fox Sports Radio, like, to get what you need or to get somebody of quality, you have to give up something. Trades don't work just one way and that's it. You can't ask for an MVP caliber player or an all-star or 17-win pitcher and expect to give up nothing.
I heard
that's not how trades work.
I heard a Knicks fan the other day, one of my buddies on the East Coast, he's like, man, it would be really cool if they got Giannis. What if we gave him, and he just started naming like Knicks bench players. I'm like, that's not how trades work.
That's not how it works, dude. I mean, that sounds great and all, but that's not how it goes. So if you want a quality player, you have to probably give up some potential or another quality player.
You can't get Scooble from the Tigers for a bag of potato chips and a utility infielder.
I think baseball is unique because of the prospects. We rarely see player for player in the NFL, so it's player for draft pick. And in the NBA, same sort of deal. But what is interesting to what you're saying is I think that people thought that the normal argument was going to be rich get richer. Look, Brewers trading their ace because of whatever. There are some in Milwaukee who are very frustrated with this move because of how good last season went.
Yeah.
Because of what their strength was. I mean, they didn't hit it all in the NLCS against the Dodgers, but this is also the reason why the Brewers have perennially been in the postseason year after year after year following this sort of route. But I think ultimately, to your point, Rich, in baseball, the name player is always going to win. It's immediately always going to win. Now, Jet Williams, could be a 10-time Gold Glover, by 2037, and then we'll look back at it. But right now, it feels like you're getting something for nothing.
Yeah, but right now you have Soto, Lindor, and all these guys that are getting older every year. Go get Freddie Peralta if you can.
The Rangers got Mackenzie Gore today for 5 minor leaguers from the Nationals.
Yeah, 5 guys that maybe one works out, but we'll figure that out, like you said, in years from now.
Yeah.
I never care about that. It's like a stock that blew up. It's like, well, at the time I didn't know. So why do you cry about it?
Man, I should have bought Bitcoin
no,
when
it really
was whatever.
is. It's like, yeah, man, I had it. But at the time you didn't know. So what difference does that make? Yeah, in retrospect, all you could do is shrug about it. Like, well, oh well. So if Sprout or Williams becomes a thing, hey, what are you going to do? You needed Peralta in the moment.
Is it?
I think so. Oh, yeah. VIP in full effect. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm Steve, el hombre más guapo, Covino. That's Dickie Steely McBeam Davis. True Green. Don't waste another weekend doing your lawn. You love this, Rich, right?
I do.
You love lawn care.
I mean, what homeowner that stands on their porch looking at their lawn is it?
Don't waste another weekend doing your lawn care yourself. Partner with the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. And get a golf course quality lawn the easy way. Sign up at truegreen.com, then sit back and relax.
Yeah, listen, people that live that life of curb appeal and love their lawn, their flowers, and their bushes. You know what I did this weekend? I didn't do anything. But I had a drip system put in the backyard.
When Rich talks about his drip, it's about his drip system.
Yeah. No jewelry or clothing.
No.
My drip. My backyard. Whoo, put new flowers, new plants, everything in, and got a nice little drip system. So,
Sweet.
Hey, listen, I'm with it. Get that lawn care PGA Tour style. My goodness.
Before we give you this,
my wife makes fun of me. We walk around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I will. I'm like the Simon Cowell of other people's front lawns. I'm like,
meaning you're the guy with the most Botox on your street, or what? What do you mean?
I never got Botox.
Sure.
But I don't think Simon Cowell did either. I think he got something else done. Because anytime someone makes a reference like, yeah, you don't want to look like Simon Cowell, that can't be Botox. He got something done to his head.
Like the skin stretched.
Yeah, Botox is like you get wrinkles taken out. Women get it done. A lot of times it looks good. Simon Cowell did something else.
before we get into presidential trivia, because Rich loves this, it's President's Day.
I do.
That's why I'm wearing my Abe Lincoln. Well, that's why I'm wearing my George Washington shoes. In case you're watching right now, you just can't see them.
If you were gonna say wooden teeth, inaccurate because he never had wooden teeth.
No.
Never had them. That's false.
So we got presidential trivia. Before we get into the rebranding of an NFL team logo, that's big news. I watched Cat Williams' special over the weekend.
How was it?
And we'll probably talk about this on our Patreon. If you like our show, we're on not only on Fox Sports Radio Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East, but we do a Patreon podcast where Rich is unleashed and uncensored. You got to hear this guy. Patreon.com/Covino and Rich. I don't know how you do it. Pick and choose as you may. It's a choose your own adventure thing. But Cat Williams is a top 3 if you want to go brother comedians, okay? Because clearly Chappelle's number 1. Then you got Chris Rock, but you got Kevin Hart in there too, all right? So I don't care how you flip it around or who you move. Cat Williams has to be a top 3 just on legacy alone. Like, he's so stupid, so funny. I enjoyed it. I just like it. He's got to be top 3. So I don't know who you put number 2.
You're asking,
is it Chris Rock or is it Kevin Hart? Because Kevin Hart is clearly the most successful.
Right, if you're saying successful African American comedians, if you're saying the best black comedians,
I mean, and again,
how is Chappelle not? Chappelle is like. I even look at him as almost like a public speaker now. He's a comedian, but I feel like Chappelle's like an orator. Of sorts.
And don't take this half-breed Vato Loco's word for it. You know, maybe I'm not the guy to speak on that, but from my perspective,
I love Cat Williams.
Maybe outside looking in.
Kevin Hart's more family, but not really.
How far are you going back? Because you got to throw Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy.
Like still relevant.
Like now,
I'm saying like still relevant right now. For legacy alone, I feel like he doesn't get the credit and respect he deserves, and I think he's a top 3, dude. He's like a legend kind of, and doesn't get that respect.
Well, you know what? I'll watch that tonight.
I thought it was pretty good. Maybe I was in a good mood. Maybe after all the boring Olympics, I needed something to make me laugh.
Turn off curling. Turn on Cat Williams. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. I saw Goat over the weekend, like I mentioned earlier with the kids. If you need something to do on a rainy day today, if it's raining near you, I thought it was good, man. Animated movie about basketball. I thought it was more exciting than anything I watched with the NBA. But I saw a preview for a movie. If you want to talk movies for a second, I saw a preview.
See a preview for He-Man?
No, I saw a preview. Speaking of comedians, he's a cheesy white guy though. Nate Bargatze, a movie star now. Him and Mandy Moore have like a new seems like I don't know if it was like family or rated R comedy where he's like a stay-at-home dad. And I thought it looked pretty funny. It was the preview before Goat, but
Nate's a funny dude.
Yeah. He blew up in the last year or so.
Yeah, he's making bank.
Big time. All right. Back to the NFL.
All right. So
this is a funny story.
This is an interesting story. There was a plush toy for sale. Fanatics plush toy for $15. It was a plush stuffed football.
Yeah,
basically.
a Titans fan went to the Fanatic site on Friday night. Which one of us doesn't do that? To buy a plush football.
$15 stuffed animal, stuffed football, and
Fanatics. Are you buying your Logan Paul flag football jersey?
Posted about it, and you see the logo. People are like, "What the hell is that?" Turns out that Fanatics leaked the new Titans logo before it was meant to come out.
Oops.
And that caused a lot of buzz. And, Rich, you're one of those logo, uniform kind of guys.
I'm a big fan of logos and uniform changes and alternate uniforms. I keep an eye on that type of stuff because I think it's fun, man. I think in baseball,
I would say a logo change
basketball
is
football,
way more significant than a new jersey, though, because that means that's what they're riding with for the next few years. And that's what the kids are going to grow up identifying with, and that's what they're going with. And, of course, much like everything on social media, people have their opinions, right?
Well, I mean, in the NFL, I love the color rush. I love the rivalry ones. In baseball, I'm a big fan of the City Connects. I think they're great. I just, you know why? not that I'm going against tradition. I feel like younger fans love this stuff, and it keeps people engaged. But a new logo.
Well, the headline is, "It's as soulless as you imagined. Save the flame."
It's the sword
Tightens
handle
up.
as the T, and it's got the 3 stars.
There it is.
It's kind of basic.
They took away the flame, though. You're right.
Yeah, it looks
took
like a generic, like a weird Tesla sort of logo or something.
Well, they took away the. Well,
I've always liked their Oilers colors, though.
This looks more Oilers, though, because they seem to have gotten rid of, Danny, the darker navy blue. If you're watching on the YouTube chat, Spot put it up. Thank you, Spotty, our video guy, for that.
So sources
Look at the
confirmed
old
the Titans logo and rebrand is confirmed. It's official. It's their new logo
You're telling me that
for the
doesn't-
2026 season.
You're telling me that doesn't give Houston Oiler vibes? 100%.
It absolutely does. Yeah, no question.
And I guarantee
but
their helmet's
I like
going
the
to
old
No,
way.
but their helmet's going to have the powder blue, red and white stripe on the helmet. That's what you'd imagine. It's very Houston Oilers like.
I hate to be the guy that complains because nobody likes change.
I think
it's the phone update theory. Everybody hates their phone update, and then 2 weeks later they love it. It's like any rebranding. You always hate it at first, and then you get used to it. But I do like the flame, Rich. That's my first instinct. I agree.
In our chat,
Not crying about
Chuck Hansen says, looks like a USFL logo.
Yeah, but
it's simple.
But
looks
here's
too
my question
simple.
though. Why are we all lying? Like
Change
the
is
old
okay.
like the old Titans logo was like fire and we loved it. Like
No, it actually was fire.
But I never knew anyone that's like, yo, you know what jersey's hot? The Titans. Like the Titans are like this buried team in the AFC South.
It's not like they took it and made it better.
Right.
They took one that you already said was whack, and they made it even more simple.
You put some respect on the late, great Steve McNair's name, Rich Davis, because
Aaron
the
McNair,
Titans
bro.
haven't always been buried.
Nah, that's true, but you know what? They have a new start with my dude Robert Saleh, right? They have
by
a
the
fresh,
way,
they have
hold
a
on.
fresh start. They have a
Cam
fresh
Ward.
start. Cam Ward's gonna maybe come into his own now. You have a fresh start in Tennessee. I think
Isn't there a new stadium coming?
That new stadium's coming, and I think by paying homage, because it does. I'm gonna tell you right now. I haven't seen the uniform because we've only seen the leaked logo. I have a feeling that they're going very
Oilers.
Very Houston Oilers.
Yeah,
Because
it does look it.
based on the colors where you take out that navy blue, I wouldn't be shocked if it was very like powder blue, red and white, more stripe and piping, very much like that Warren Moon looking Oilers jersey. And if that's the case, I feel like fans love that retro crap, and I think it'll be a hit. I think it'll be a touchdown.
Are we taking the bait here, though, and maybe this is like a forced leak story? Right? Like, well, how do we get buzz, Johnson? Like, this was
But did they
crafted
think
in the boardroom. Like, I
did
got
they
it.
think
I got
some
it.
fan would go get some little brown pile of football?
No, but Fanatics leaks it, becomes a story, then people talk about it, right? Like, I don't know. I don't buy anything nowadays. I'm such a skeptic on why is this a story? You know, people are looking for crafty ways to get noticed.
Do you guys remember the Washington Commanders logo? Like they spotted it through like a window. Like it wasn't supposed to be unveiled yet, and then like someone like took a picture of it like
That's
through like
right,
an office
yeah.
window.
You know, Sam, thank you for saying that because I was just
I was like, what about that rollout?
I was pulling the hair out of my head trying to think of
Whatever's
what
left.
you just look at this. Are you joking? I'm getting a little more gray, a little salt and pepper, but certainly got a full head here. How dare you? I don't wear a hair helmet like you.
You're all head, bro.
This
All
guy,
head.
this guy wears a hair helmet like he's John Olerud.
Got to stimulate the follicles, man.
But Sam, I was trying so hard to think of like I feel like there was a logo that was seen through a window or something weird. You're right. It was the Washington Commanders when they were revamping. Like someone somehow zoomed in, right? Or they saw something. And there has to be other examples. I just can't think of any. When you Google it, it's not an easy Google. Like, what were the leaked logos? But when things are found that way, it is pretty funny. Like something as innocent as, oh, they ordered a toy of plushie, a little stuffed animal thing, a little stuffed pillow. And I'm sure the NFL was like, all right, here's the new logo designs for 2026, 27, not realizing like, oh, wait, someone will find out.
Yeah, nobody announced this yet.
It's like it's a dumb little oversight, but it's pretty funny. If I'm a
Well,
Titans
new logos
fan,
are a big deal, though. Whatever it is, it's always a big
Yeah.
deal. It's the rebranding, the restart of a show, of a company, of a product, of a football team.
Especially for NFL. We're so into the merch for that league.
And we all become critics. Like, have you seen the Kia logo? You're like, what is that? 9 Inch Nails? What is this?
Now, so the cat was let out the bag. Have either of you two ever ruined a surprise or told somebody something that they weren't supposed to know?
oh, that's a good question. Have you ever been the surprise
The ruiner?
Ruiner?
Rooney.
my stories have been ruined, as Rich would say, ruined from other people. I don't know if I'm the loose lips that sank the ships. That would be Rich Davis here, Blabbermouth Davis. I mean, Blubber Lips Davis.
We all learned that Covino was going to become a dad through a magazine article. He didn't even tell us.
That sounds so
like what a terrible friend, right?
Weird, but it's true. My baby mama, my ex-wife, was on TV, and she was doing big things. And
I remember seeing her on that dance competition show.
yeah, she was on MTV and NBC and World Poker Tour. She hosted all these shows and everything. And when she was pregnant, People magazine was going to do a little clip on it. And they released it like the weekend before we got to even tell anybody.
So Covino's friends and family found out through a link on Twitter.
Yeah. So
I remember sitting with our video guy, Spot.
Like,
and
it
I'm
sounds cool, but it's like it was really weak because people were like, yo, why didn't you just tell us? That's how we found out. And like, yeah, but they weren't supposed to. And it was the weakest feeling because, I don't know, just something really, I can't even find the word to describe how that feels because it feels like you're trying to be cool, but you're really not. Everything about it stunk. Luckily, I had just told my parents.
Yeah.
And then it happened the next day. It wasn't supposed to come out to another week later.
Well, if you are into the uniform logo changes a la the Tennessee Titans baseball season's here, do you want me to hit you up with a couple changes that are happening in baseball?
Yeah.
Baltimore Orioles, the new home of Polar Bear Pete Alonso. They have a new Script B hat. They have a new hat with a Script B. Toronto Blue Jays got a 50th anniversary patch. Nothing big there. The Oakland Athletics are introducing a gold Sacramento jersey, like an alternate tribute to Sacramento while they're still there.
Oh, wow.
Detroit Tigers are rocking an orange alternate jersey. You think that'll look like awesome or awful?
Well, remember, the Athletics, back to the Athletics, they don't have the trademark they don't have the rights to take the A's logo and colors, I think, to
Las
Vegas with them.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just making that early transition to get people used to, hey, we're not going to be the Oakland A's as you know them anymore. And what was the next one?
And there's only one big one. Baseball hasn't really had big ones this year. Miami Marlins are going to have a throwback to those OG teal Florida Marlins jerseys.
But back to spoiled surprises. That's why you got to show up late to a surprise party because you never want to walk in when that person being surprised is walking in.
No.
We wasted the good surprise on you.
Yeah, that's
what are you doing here?
You're supposed to show up early, not late.
No, I'm not going to be the first guy there, so I'm going to be the last guy.
You just had the wrong approach.
No.
Time out. That was the
I don't care if I missed the
advice you've ever given.
surprise. No.
You want to be late to your own surprise party.
You're such a
so that
dope.
everyone gets there.
That's like the most selfish a-hole thing
I
you
don't
can
want to
say.
show up. All right, put it this way.
Well,
I don't
hey,
want to show
surprise.
up while that guy's coming in.
Yeah,
put it
you
that way.
don't want to run into that person walking in.
But the answer is
ruined
But the answer is to show
You
up
gotta make
early
sure you
and
know what time it
surprise
is.
them. Covino's the guy that shows up after the surprise.
I'm
You're
usually
supposed to.
running late.
You're supposed to
Surprise.
be there. What
Yeah.
are you so important showing up late?
I got
You're
things to do,
You're
man.
supposed
Sorry.
to be the guy saying
Surprise, I showed up late.
You ever see that video? It went viral, and I know everything we see online now we think is fake, but it's a dude sitting on a porch, and someone's rolling up to the house, and they're like, "Yeah, everyone's in there for the surprise." And it was like his cousin was drunk, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Totally
so then he
ruined it.
opens the door, and everyone's like, "Yeah, surprise."
It could be a birth announcement. Share some stories. I have a really, really quick story about a movie and other ruined surprises. We'll get to your phone calls at 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. It's President's Day. We are Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Some people call us, Covino and Rich, the broke Zach and Slater. And and I take offense to that. And there's a new lookalike in town.
A doppelganger, or as the kids are saying, choppelganger?
You know what? As much as we make fun of the weenials or Gen Z, they have
word.
great slang. Choppelganger. If you're chopped, that means you're ugly. So if you're someone's choppelganger, you're the ugly version of blank, right?
Yeah.
So you got to give them props for bussin', lit, fire, buns, Riz. It's giving blank.
Yeah.
And now chopped and choppelganger. You don't want to be someone's choppelganger. That means you're the ugly version. But there's a lookalike. It's Brock Purdy, Rich. And I'm wondering, since you love Brock Purdy so much, would you want to get with the female lookalike of Brock Purdy? She's a little young for you.
I always think of that Saved by the Bell episode where Zach is kicking it to Slater's sister, but then every time he looks at her, it's Slater's face
Yes,
with
I
the wig
remember
on.
that.
So no can do. But Brock Purdy, he has a schoolboy face. And get this, a NIL deal was given to a tennis star. She's making almost $1 million, and they're saying it's because she just looks like Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy lookalike female version is in the news, and it makes us think of other doppelgangers, choppelgangers. But
Would you?
it also makes me think of
Brock Purdy with a wig. Would you?
Rich would make her put a Brock Purdy jersey on.
Rich, if
probably.
if it meant the Niners winning the Super Bowl this
Stop
year,
it, dude.
would you?
I'm not answering your dumb question, but choppelganger is a great word. And in the world of sports, would you believe that my wife had never, ever seen the comparison between Troy Aikman and Jay-Z? I made this analogy to her the other day. We were just talking about people looking alike, and there was some guy that looked like you. And I was like, yeah, so the hell, like, Jay-Z's the black Troy Aikman, and Troy Aikman's the black Jay-Z, the white Jay-Z. Never saw it in her life.
Different algorithms.
Have we not all seen this as sports fans over the years?
I mean, as sports fans, this is common knowledge. Yeah, absolutely. This is a classic right here. But you skipped over the other college example. If you remember, the Brock Purdy story isn't a new story. There was a college girl that got famous online because she looked a lot like Trevor Lawrence, or she leaned into that a lot.
I think Trevor Lawrence looks like a lot of girls you hooked up with drunk in college.
But this girl got no NIL money out of it, but she got pretty famous for that. And as Trevor Lawrence's star grew, she got popular as well. Nowadays, playoff Trevor Lawrence, and by the way, I thought he had a great season. You did a good job, young man. Hold your head up, Trevor Lawrence. I think he looks more like the love child of Edie Falco and Furio.
Oh, some Sopranos.
Nowadays, yeah. They're not saying he looks like the college girl anymore. Online, if you follow, they say he looks like Edie Falco got with Furio. Remember that love interest? And you got Trevor Lawrence. You can't unsee it now.
He really does.
Right? He really does.
He really does.
Mom? Dad?
Yeah. Oh, see?
Oh, he played it up for Halloween.
He even leaned into it. Props to Macaulay Culkin there. Joe Burrow's probably like, yeah, right, in his dreams. Look at me, I'm a stud. NFL quarterback face. And because it was such a big week for Tomlin, he stepped down. What's next for him? Coaching? Probably not. TV? Most likely. We'll see. Everybody for years, especially when he was younger. Dude, that's Omar Epps.
Yeah.
He always got that for years, and I think that one's undeniable. Come on. Put a Steelers hat on Omar Epps, the same guy.
You, over the last couple of days, have been seeing
I saw your picture. You know I love you better. They used to play this. You know how certain songs take you back to like random times in your life?
Of course.
I used to fold jeans at a store called The Garage. It was like a mall store for men back in the day. Not the Garage you may see at the mall today. It's like a woman's store. I worked at a men's clothing store.
Like Express?
Yeah, where they sold like Chess King.
Structure.
They sold like bum equipment and
Bum equipment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Covino probably still has boxer shorts from Structure.
And they would play. This is Steely Dan, right?
Yes,
they
sir.
would play
Peg.
this Steely Dan song all the time there. So Sam's on the ones and twos. He's our sound architect. And we have the super producer Danny G on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. Spot our video guy streaming us live. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We are CNR on FSR Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 on the West, 5 to 7 on the East. Covino and Rich, the world famous. Ooh. And Rich, I do want to promote our bonus podcast. It's a fun
Go
22
ahead.
minutes. I came up with the slogan. I don't know if you think it works. Give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
I've heard that before.
You like that? Overpromised with
heard that.
Covino and Rich, because Rich Blubber Lips Davis always overpromises things we never get to.
That's
so
fair.
we have a whole show dedicated to that, and you could watch it, be part of it. It's on our YouTube page as well, where we're streaming live right now. So follow at Covino and Rich FSR.
All right. Well, the big story, one of the stories, I wouldn't say big, but entertaining in the NFL.
It's kind of big. A logo change is a big deal. It's a rebranding. It's a new start. It is logo change bigger than like a New Jersey.
But
I
again,
think.
like you said, you're never sure if something's intentional, accidental.
Oh, yeah.
Remember a year ago, there was a dude that fell off the pier at the new Cleveland Browns event, and we're
Yeah,
like,
that
wait,
seems
did he?
staged.
And wait, did he?
I think
fall?
we knew that was fake right
Yeah,
away.
he fell in the river by, not by accident.
People have to be crafty nowadays to create a buzz, or else it gets lost in the mix. So I'm telling you, it's in the boardroom, all drawn up. I got it, Johnson. Some guy buys a plush toy. See, he spends $15, and they're like, "What is this new logo?" And then the world goes nuts.
We'll just leave the blinds open, and then they'll see it.
Yeah, let
And that's
people
what happened.
spy at our boardroom meeting. That's
so
right.
Someone bought a plush football on Fanatics, and it was the new Titans logo. And people are like, "What's that?" And now it's all the buzz. So we're talking about leaked surprises, the times that your surprise was spoiled. And I have a stupid story, a classic story of the Covino and Rich show, but it still falls into the category of like, "Oh, man, you blew the surprise." Dude, you ever get real excited when someone in your life has never seen something that you loved? Like, you never saw Blood In, Blood Out? You got to watch it. Come on, we're going to watch it.
Yeah, the fact that one of the guys that works here, Dan Byer, the main update guy, he's never seen the Rocky movies. And as a grown man, I want to be like, Dan, give me a day of your life. Can we sit down and watch Rocky movies together? Like, I want to.
Or if they never tasted something, you never had fill in the blank.
Nope.
You never had mole sauce? Oh, man, you're going to love it.
Nope. Not.
No.
So I was dating this girl, and I'm like, "You never saw Sixth Sense?"
Nope.
Dan Byer. Wait,
Nope.
hold on. You never saw The Sixth Sense ever?
Nope.
Oh, man, we got plans tonight. It's going to be a blockbuster night. So I'm at her family's house, and we're watching the movie, and I'm so pumped because you're watching it from the perspective of, I know what happens.
I know.
I know what happens.
I know.
How did I miss this the whole time? I can't wait till she sees what happens.
I see dead people.
Her parents come strolling in from like dinner or something. And
Well, hold on. Covino might give a spoiler here for the people that haven't seen a
no.
30-year-old movie.
Yeah, all it was is the mom, we were pausing the movie. She's like, "What are you watching?" And we're like, "We're watching The Sixth Sense." And I could feel she was about to say something. So I start like gesturing. No, don't do it. No. She goes, "I can't believe he was dead the whole time." And I was like, "Ah, you blew it." I gave her the De Niro and the Sandler. I gave you a chance and you blew it.
Oh, so those surprises ruined.
And by the way, I gave her a weird accent because, well,
She had a weird
one.
accent.
Yeah, she had one.
Yeah,
So
fair accent.
I can't believe he was dead the whole time. I was like, no. 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 Dude, honestly, I lost all my cool. I lost it on the mom. I was so mad.
That's like that might be the #1 movie that could be spoiled.
I had built it up too. Like, oh, wait till you see this. So I know it's like the dumbest, most random example, but it probably
I'm not going to spoil
is relatable.
it, but that would be like we both just watched that Netflix show, His and Hers.
Yeah.
That would be like saying who the murderer was.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like you like
But
no,
that was
come on.
stupid, man.
All right, well, hey.
That Scooby-Doo ending.
Well, hey, you could share your spurled endings.
But you never want to be the person that spurls it. That's the thing. That's the story.
I think we've all seen someone ruin a big surprise in someone's life. It happens.
Well,
but
congrats
hey,
to the Titans on the rebrand.
hey, new logo, Titans. Good for you. We're gonna do some presidential trivia. Ooh. Give away some prizes. We're going to talk some NFL and a story out of baseball that I don't know if I could get with. And I'm a Mets fan. Lindor's talking, and I'm not sure if I agree with him. So we'll get to all that and more. CNR in for Dan Patrick, Fox Sports Radio, President's Day.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate you all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Team Stars took the NBA All-Star Game title yesterday in the first to feature a round-robin format of American players against international players. T-Wolves star Anthony Edwards, he was voted MVP, dedicating the award to Minnesota fans.
I said I wasn't going to put on a show for him, but I gave him a show, so appreciate y'all, Minnesota.
Edwards says the three-team tournament should stick around after noting a boost in competitiveness. Team USA closed out the men's hockey group stage with a perfect record at the Winter Olympics. After yesterday's rout over Germany, U.S. will face either Sweden or Latvia Wednesday. The Raiders are hiring Seahawks quarterbacks coach Andrew Janocko as their new offensive coordinator and promoted defensive line coach Rob Leonard to defensive coordinator under new head coach Clint Kubiak. Meantime, the Seahawks are hiring 49ers assistant Brian Fleury as their new OC. And a second projected starter in the Braves rotation is now out with an injury. Hurston Waldrop is facing surgery to have loose bodies removed from his elbow. Spencer Schwellenbach, he's already shut down with elbow inflammation. And that's sports. I'm Scott Davidson.
DP.
Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Happy Valentine's, Papa. Happy Valentine's weekend, Papi. Happy President's Day.
It's over.
No, I'm still celebrating, bro.
Valentine's
Romance.
Day. Look
Bring
at
the
you.
romance.
Lance Romance.
That's why I'm rocking this shirt right now. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Again, Covino and Rich. 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West, Monday through Friday. Day one of the Dan Patrick Presidential Hat Trick. You can watch us live on YouTube, simulcasting, chatting live. Join the chat, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. Covino and Rich FSR. Really appreciate it if you followed us. Thanks, guys. Hope you had a Keyshawn Johnson sort of weekend. Even though Jackson Hayes killed the dunk contest right from the get-go, single-handedly ruined it. Didn't even know that the competition had started.
No.
Hope you had a Jordan Daytona 500 sort of weekend. Michael Jordan with the big win, proving he's a winner. And like I said earlier, a women's Swedish curling team sort of weekend.
Covino just asked me a great question off the air.
Was it that great? That's why I asked it off the air.
Maybe so. He looks up at curling, which they're playing on one of the TVs in here, and he goes, there's people cheering like emphatically. And Covino's like, are they faking it? Are they really like,
are you that excited? Come on.
I get it. It would be weird to be like, well, we root for football and baseball and basketball and all that, but do you feel like they're faking it a little bit when you see people emphatically rooting for curling?
I mean, here's what I'm imagining.
That you could get into anything?
No. I could be at the weakest NFL or baseball game. If that camera's on me, I lose it like that little kid who starts thrusting at the camera. I'm like,
Yeah.
So maybe it's just when the camera's on you and you're on the screen, you just lose all control. And
yeah, it's like at the home run derby. You two are famous as the bushwhackers.
Yeah. That is true. Anytime you know the camera's on you at these big events, you just get excited. So that has to be what's happening. No one's that excited about curling.
I get excited for my daughter's, 8-year-old girls flag football, but I get it. It's the Olympics. It's the best in the world, but they're scraping the ice. Sam probably knows the term for that. Is there a term for when they scrape the ice for curling, or whatever they do?
Sweeping?
Sweeping? Is it sweeping? Maybe a little.
It's Swiffer.
Yeah. When they're doing
Swiffing.
that, there's people in the crowd that are like, yeah. It's like
crazy.
Is it really that easy though, Rich, or do you think it's one of those things that everyone thinks they can do it?
Yes.
So once they got out there, they'd slip and fall and hit their head.
It's probably that, Danny G. It's just still amazing, even though we've seen it for years. It's amazing to see that people enjoy this.
Yeah,
There's
and we wouldn't be
it.
able to stop our, what is that thing called?
Oh, the old.
The big. It's like a puck on steroids.
Yeah, it's like a bocce ball puck.
The Roomba.
Yeah, the Roomba with the handle.
So anyway, hope you enjoyed your Olympics over the weekend. Hope you got some romance, maybe a nice dinner, maybe some chocolates, some Russell Stovers. reporters, and now you get Covino and Rich.
My
So
kids,
it just keeps getting better.
My kids are old enough to, read effectively now, where they could see things that my wife and I write to each other.
Oh boy!
And my wife bought me. We just got a new backyard grilling area all put together and everything. It's nice. And I got a nice flat iron for my own little, because I'm going to take hibachi lessons. I'm going to learn how to do an onion volcano.
You got that Kevin Blackistone one?
I don't.
What do you got?
The better one than that.
Oh, there's a better one?
Yeah, those are the ones you can roll it out. This is like a built-in nice deal. So my wife, because I was like, you know what, I want to start making this.
Sorry, Daddy Stacks.
I want to be the guy known for making a great smash burger, because that's all the rage now. So she bought me one of those smash burger paddles. She just wrote a cute little card about for lots of smashing in 2027, like a little sexual innuendo. And my kids kept asking, Mom, what does it mean you want to smash Dad?
Wow.
And I'm like, no, we're talking about burgers, kids.
Wow.
But yeah, you got to get one of those paddles, right? Wow. You guys coming over for smash burgers or what? Presidential trivia in a few minutes. We're going to get to that. We talked some NFL. Can we talk about my dude Francisco Lindor? I stick up for this guy. I love this guy. He's my favorite New York Met.
Is he really your dude? Because he says no. He says he has no friends on the team.
Really quick, though, Rich. It's the top of our last hour of the Dan Patrick Show. How could you roll right over the NBA headlines?
The NBA headlines?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I mean, in hour one, we were joking that you went and saw an NBA-inspired cartoon movie rather than watch All-Star Weekend.
Let me tell you, I thought GOAT, great in the theater.
What's so good about it? I mean, it looks good, but why did you love it?
Because I went in thinking I wasn't going to care.
Oh, okay.
It was just
that's the key to life. Keep expectations low. If you keep them low, you won't be disappointed.
That's our show's motto.
Did you say the key to life was to have no expectations?
Keep them low, because most things stink nowadays. So then once in a while, you're pleasantly surprised. Like Bad Bunny, for example. I'm not a Bad Bunny hater, and I love the cultural pride of it all. But I'm a rock fan, right? It's as simple as that. I'm a rock fan. So, of course, yeah, Metallica, let's do it. I had zero expectations for Bad Bunny. So I went in. I watched, and guess what? I left like, hey, that was pretty good.
I didn't understand
what's
it.
all the fuss about. I liked it. Keep your expectations realistic. Keep them low. Don't expect so much. You went there and you enjoyed.
Well,
I like it. I like it.
Like, for instance, when I take my son and daughter to go see the Super Mario Galaxy movie later this year, or Toy Story 5, there's an expectation. Like, these are big brands. These are big franchises. Like, I'm going to probably be like, all right, kids, let's get ready. Super Mario Galaxy. Like,
no, don't overhype, because when you overhype, you underproduce.
But I'm saying that comes with a hype. That's going to be a movie. Those are movies that make hundreds of millions of dollars opening weekend.
In fact, this should be our new mantra, our new motto, our new slogan. Hey, it's Covino and Rich. Keep your expectations low.
And you'll love us.
Be realistic.
I said, you know what? Why don't we do this? My daughter had a flag football game. There's no school today. So I was like, why don't we, when Emmy's done with her game, why don't we go to the mall? They have a beautiful food court, nice little social area food court. Go get some dinner. We'll go see what's playing. And we even looked like, what's playing? Oh, GOAT, that basketball movie, Steph Curry's behind it. I went in thinking the kids are easy to please. They'll like any animated movie. I thought it was fantastic. The storyline, it was quick. I think Sony does their animation very different than Pixar. You know, Pixar is very clean, and I don't know how to describe it. This is very Into the Spider-Verse type of.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
though?
I thought it was great.
Did you like the animation?
I thought it was great.
All right, so hey, if you got the kiddos out there, those nose-picking kids home for President's Day, maybe you take them to see GOAT, because Rich says Jordan didn't win the weekend.
GOAT
the NBA didn't win the weekend.
I think GOAT underrated.
GOAT Boy says Steph Curry in the movie GOAT won the weekend.
GOAT Boy. Honestly, I thought it was great. You may thought it. For all I know, Covino, you'd see it and I think it stinks, but I thought it was good.
I'll tell you who lost the weekend. To me, your boy Lindor, though. Back to that story.
Yeah,
I don't like what he's saying here.
Either do I. And I don't. This is an unrelated note, but did you see Mets owner Steve Cohen said, as long as I own the team, we will have no captain. Because do you remember last year there was speculation like, oh, they're going to name Lindor captain, the first captain since David Wright. And before that, it was John Franco. Like, the Mets have only had a few captains. They're not like the Yankees. Well, then again, not many teams have a captain. The Yankees are one of the few that do, believe it or not. It's a rare thing. Not many teams have a captain.
They haven't had many captains, though, that I know of.
Jeter. Is Judge captain or no?
Yeah, Judge is captain.
But this like the
Willie Randolph and Ron
Dodgers don't have
Guidry,
Dodgers don't have a
Thurman
captain,
Munson.
right? No Dodgers captain, right, Danny? No. Yankees are that's their thing. But Lindor, the fans love him. But it seems like maybe he doesn't get along with everyone because maybe there's a reason Nimmo and Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil and all of these guys were moved. Maybe there's dissension, right?
There was whispers, rumors, murmurs about him and Soto not vibing. And you assume you assume that because they're both Latino guys, Hispanic guys, that maybe that's why they vibe. Lindor's Puerto Rican. Soto's Dominican. That doesn't mean they're BFFs.
I'm not assuming anything. In fact,
no, but I think there is an assumption they must do the salsa together and get along. That doesn't mean anything.
You think all white people think that?
Yes, I do. I do think that.
You think I think that because I'm a white guy? Then I think because they're both Latino, they do the salsa together and love each other.
I'm not saying that you think that, but I bet you we have an understanding. There's a language.
That's gotta be racist.
There's a connection there. They must get along.
Are you thinking that? But I will say this, though. Last year, as a Mets fan, I had group chats from early on, and I was in denial of this, Danny. I really was. I was in complete denial because there was body language. And I'm not saying Soto has ever been the most demonstrative, let me show you my feelings type of guy. But he stopped doing the Soto shuffle in the batter's box. He stopped doing the few things that did give him a little pizzazz.
You know why? He says, because Francisco made fun of me. That's why.
That's what he said.
He's not very, very kind to me.
And I know that we have since learned that Soto was a little butthurt that when he signed with the Mets, Lindor didn't reach out. Apparently, Aaron Judge was a great teammate, and he didn't feel like when he signed that big deal with the Mets that some of the team leaders, like a Nimmo or a Lindor, apparently no one reached out. And that sounds crazy to me because, not to be an ass kisser, but when this network signed Stugotz to be the new show, I DM'd him yo, man, congrats, welcome to the team. That doesn't make me an ass kisser. I feel like that's polite.
Sounds like you're kissing ass.
Jesus Christ.
As my dad would say.
I'm saying,
what are you doing kissing ass?
I feel like it's a nice gesture to welcome the new guy. And Soto was butthurt. And my friends that are Met fans, my chat with my Met friends, which is now called Stern Sits to Pee. That's the name of our chat now. Should change. He did make some good moves. But my Met chat last year was yo, watch when one of them hit a home run. They're doing high fives and handshakes with Alonso, some of the other guys. Every time Lindor and Soto, it would be just the most casual, the little low five.
I would see it all the time. Everybody speculated
the little low five, and I'd be no, they're just being professional. Turns out, they just don't like each other. And can you read what Lindor said to the press yesterday? Because I think this is not good.
Well, they're saying that Francisco Lindor painted an honest picture of the Mets clubhouse when asked about last season, noting that everyone is not best friends. He says, are we all best friends? That's not how it works in the clubhouse. He says they have a good dynamic and root for each other. And that's it.
I don't like that.
They're not all best friends. That's not something you sort of say about your teammates. That rubs my cheeks in a really negative way. I don't want to hear that as a fan. Just keep the illusion alive, too. As a fan, when we started interviewing celebrities and athletes many years ago, when the velvet rope was pulled back a little bit too much, it sort of rubbed me the wrong way. When I realized that NFL players didn't know everyone on the team, but then, of course, it made sense. I get it. There's so many.
53 guys?
Yeah, there's 53 guys. There's special teams, offense, defense. There's a lot of turnover, a lot of
practice players
in and out. But you have this little kid fantasy that they're a team.
Well, you realize,
and you know what it felt like to be on a team, and you're but they're a team. When I realized they didn't all know each other's name, I'm you don't know your own team? But he's on your team.
But
that's how I felt.
You realize,
when I hear this, I feel the same way. I feel deflated. You're supposed to love each other.
I don't like it. If anything, you want
pretend.
You know how you want people to be genuine and real.
It's like radio. It's like radio shows. You think they're best friends, but when the show's over, they all go their separate ways and they don't talk at all.
Yeah.
That's not what happens on this show.
No, you two actually hang out all the time away from the studio.
Enjoy each other's company.
Sometimes reluctantly, but that's just life.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually all get along, and we communicate all the time. It's like it's too much information. I don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way, and to me, it's the opposite of chemistry.
What was that Dave Chappelle bit back in the day when keeping it real goes wrong?
Yeah, because you could all be professionals. I get it. But you know when it's the best? When it's genuine, when it's authentic.
Yeah.
Like you could say it's radio, right? I'm sure there's a lot of shows that could do a great job as professionals, and they go in there and they go to, who's the guy? Ross Markingham for the news, and he does his update, and good job. But you know what's better? When there's real chemistry, things are clicking, everybody's vibing. People feed off that. You could feel it.
Yeah.
You can't fake that. So basically, he's saying, it is what it is. We're just professionals.
Isn't that why we all got so excited with Fernando Mendoza? Because every interview was about how much he truly loves his teammates and he would die for them.
And honestly,
Lindor's doing it all wrong here.
I have only wanted to work with people I enjoy. In fact,
that's how you win.
Why is Iowa Sam running the board this morning?
Because we love working with
Why am I here?
Well, hold on. First, respectfully, Sam, because you do a great job. If you didn't, whatever, right?
But we said to the boss, we said, hey, when we fill in for Dan Patrick, that's our biggest audience because Dan Patrick's a legend. So when we're filling in for DP, with all due respect to some of the other...
Yeah, we want B.A. Baracus and who else was part of the A team?
Face.
Yeah, we want face. We don't want the B team. We want the A team.
So because there would be times where we'd fill in for Dan Patrick, and I'm like, with all due respect, Scott, our boss, I said, don't you want our show at its best when we're filling in for the biggest show on the network? Well, that means Danny G and Iowa Sam and our team needs to be
But you know
here.
what that is? That's vibe.
That's called chemistry
That's
and teamwork,
vibe.
right? And
Feed on vibe.
I hate when my dude Lindor is saying like, well, we could just coexist. No, I want you to like each other, man.
And he's doing it like in a matter-of-fact way, like that's how it is. And I'm sure that is how it is in a lot of cases. But if you're a fan, you want to feed off that excitement. And that was your team 2 years ago. Like, that was undeniable chemistry where the casual fan could watch and be like, yo, I'm not a Mets fan, but that team's exciting.
Yeah, the Grimace year and the Hoctua girl and all that. And you know
because
what
you
it
had
was?
great clubhouse guys.
And it brings up an interesting thought. The guy that they said was the centerpiece of that excitement. Oh, my God. Jose Iglesias.
Not only that, you had guys like Alonso, leaders, backing up all that fun.
Well, J.D. Martinez was, at the time, like, not a great player anymore, but he was a leader and apparently, like, a really good clubhouse guy,
presence,
right?
Yeah.
And so they're saying it was J.D. Martinez and Candelita himself, oh, my God, Jose Iglesias, that brought that team together and brought that fun vibe. They weren't maybe the best impactful guys on the field.
Edwin Diaz.
But
you had a different squad.
They brought it, and now there's some speculation that, my God.
You got too many big personalities clashing now. That's the risk you take. And that's why you also got to tip your Dodgers hat to what they're doing in L.A. They've managed to bring all these big star players, and they've all managed to put their egos aside because they really picked a likable team that seems to get along. So that's not easy to. If that was easy to do, the Mets would be doing.
Well, here's the deal: Candelita himself, Jose Iglesias, like a really good bench type of player. He's available now. So there's a part of me that's like, you're telling me they must have such little faith in him that a team with a payroll the size of the Mets, you can't throw this guy. I'm not even joking. I think he's the type of guy that you could get for like a 1 year, $2 million, 1 year, $1 million type of contract where
bring him in just for vibe.
Like what? But you don't find value in that?
He's got to come up with a new hit.
But I'm
for
saying,
New York.
but I'm saying, like, you could say
he has a follow-up single called "Ay Dios Mío."
Ay Dios Mío.
It's Jose Iglesias with his follow-up "Ay Dios Mío," and it brings a whole new vibe to the team.
But you know what? They are saying that a lot of the Mets that have broke camp right now are saying there's a lot of big star players, and they're all getting along. I don't think it has anything to do with the new faces, the Polancos and the Marcus Semyons of the world. Those guys were brought in because they're good clubhouse guys. Everyone seems to be clicking, but I just think that there's two guys that aren't the best of pals. They just happen to be the two best guys on the team. And I think Lindor and Soto just aren't two guys that would hang out in real life. And maybe you make it work. I mean,
but you don't even have to have that. There has to be mutual respect and understanding. Like, like the Bash brothers. I don't think that McGuire and Canseco were BFFs, but I think they like playing together.
Yeah.
These dudes don't feel like they like playing together.
I mean,
they're not bashing forearms.
To
You know
think
what
of
I mean?
to think of the Mets in the '80s, what was a big part of that team? And you don't need to be a nerdy Mets fan like me to know that all those guys that were
did drugs together.
Thank you, Danny. That were partying very hard together.
That was team bonding,
right? I mean, like Keith Hernandez, Darryl, Doc Gooden, all those guys were out of their mind. Ray Knight. You know who a big centerpiece of that team was? It was like a goody two-shoes? The late, great Gary Carter was doing like soap commercials and didn't drink or do drugs or anything. But you know what?
Didn't RFK Jr. party with those guys?
I think
back in the 80s?
From what I hear.
From what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right, so again, here's something else you need to think about. You know how you're supposed to keep everything within the clubhouse? Those are those are the rules, right? And you heard what happened with Harper over the weekend, right? He's not elite, is what the GM said. You're supposed to keep these things in-house, your thoughts, your feelings. If Lindor, who's supposed to be a leader of the team, potential captain, if he's saying this type of stuff at a press conference, what's really going on? If someone gives you the opportunity like, hey, man, how's the team chemistry? Hey, it's great. It's great to be back. There's ways to just beat around the bush. He's like giving a weird, honest answer. Like, okay, do you appreciate the honesty or is this trouble in the making? Yeah, we're not best friends, but we're all professionals. Like, no. Lie to me, Jerry. Lie to me, Francisco, or get it right.
Lie to me.
I believe, here's my theory, and I'm not there. I believe him and others, but him and Soto especially, they're two superstars that can't seem to exist on the same planet. You know what I mean?
But I think everyone else is fine. I really do. They went out and got all these other names that apparently are doing just fine. But
can't put their egos aside.
I think Lindor and Soto, if let's just say you were schoolyard picking teams, they would not be on each other's team.
Yeah, but if he's willing to say that, then it must be worse than we even think.
Oh, you know what? I think Soto's saying all the right things. I don't know if you saw him. They asked him in a press conference, like, "Hey, how do you feel about your protection in the lineup now that Pete Alonso's gone?" And he was quick to be like, "Yo, we got Bo Bichette now. We're good. I think maybe Lindor just wasn't welcoming, and maybe Soto's one of those guys that has like a long memory where he's like, "Yo, I'll never forget he didn't welcome me." I don't know. You would think.
I just think that this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
And
winning solves all this, though, right? Doesn't it?
I hope. For your Mets' sake, I hope they can get it right. But clearly, there's an issue, and that's why they underproduced last year. I imagine you felt that tension, you saw it. You don't have to be a detective to figure that out.
Yeah. Let me throw one more baseball note at you.
So they're not best friends.
One more baseball note at you, and then we'll get into some NBA, recap the NBA All-Star Weekend a little bit, talk some football, and we'll get a contestant now, by the way, 877-99 on Fox. I have a couple quick presidential trivia questions on President's Day, some sports tie-ins. If you want to win a Covino Rich prize, why not? It's President's Day.
It's
a lot of
prize
people
pack, isn't it? Aren't we throwing koozies in there?
Yes,
prize
we are.
pack.
So hey, if you want in, 877-99 on Fox. We'll do presidential trivia next.
And Rich's mini balls.
Yeah, I'll give you my mini balls and prize pack. But let me throw one last thing at you that I saw people fussing about, Danny. And Covino, you and I think agree on this. Players showing up to their new team carrying their old bag.
Oh, Luke Weaver got a lot of heat for this.
And fans are getting all mad about it. And it's not just by Mets, but you're seeing it on your own team's social media.
You are a huge sports nerd if something like this bothers you.
Well,
but
Luke
it is.
Dream Weaver said it's not out of loyalty or like holding on and disrespect. It's just out of habit. He had all his stuff in his old Yankee bag, and he brought it to the Mets clubhouse, and people were like, "What is that about? Why don't you let go of the X, bro?"
Much like anything on social media, click on the comments, and you'll see how many people care about things that they shouldn't care about. Because you could see some guy, he's rolling up to the Twins camp, and he has his old Tampa Bay Rays bag. Guess what? These guys have their bats, their equipment, all this stuff in their old baseball bag. And guess what? When they go to the new team on day one, I could promise you the equipment manager will be like, all right, let's get you some new stuff.
And that's always happened.
What do you want the guy to go to? Does Modell still exist on the East Coast?
I don't know.
What do you want him to go to Modell's and get a new bag on his own?
You could say Dick's on Fox Sports Radio. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
You know they don't. You know what you could buy there. Okay.
Yeah. But this goes back
Wait, they sell Staples at Staples?
Even your 1986 Mets, when Bill Buckner, I think the story was when he missed that ground ball.
He was wearing his Cubs batting glove
underneath.
underneath.
He was wearing
right?
his Cubs batting glove underneath the glove,
but
underneath the mitt.
But for fans to get upset about this, it's the ultimate eye roll because I'm like, yo, day one, they show up, they pull out, because you see, it's like it's almost like the movie Major League, when they just all pull up in their cars and get to camp on day one. A lot of players have their old bag, and fans on social media are so butthurt and mad about it. Like, why are you still carrying like a Braves bag? Guess what? They haven't even met the equipment manager. I can promise you on day one, guess what part of their day one is, Covino? Some type of orientation where it's like, here, come this way. We'll fit you for all the new gear. Relax. All right, trivia. Next, we'll do that, and we'll talk some NBA. Hang tight. More Covino and Rich in for DP.
Tires matter.
They're
the only part of your vehicle that touches the road, the ROAD.
Oh.
It's one of those funny words, ROAD. And they're responsible for everything: acceleration, braking, steering, and handling. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack.
Whether you know exactly what you want or you're looking for an expert recommendation, Tire Rack makes it easy. You're going to get fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, including mobile tire installation. That's where they bring the tires to your home or office and install them on site.
And, of course, the best selection, including the full line of Continental tires. And they don't just sell tires, they test them on the road and on their test track. Learn how the tires you want to tackle. The tires you want tackle evasive maneuvers, drive and stop in the rain, or just handle your everyday commute.
Go to TireRack.com/Dan to see their Continental test results, tire ratings, consumer reviews, and be sure to check out all the current special offers. That's TireRack.com/Dan. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. If you don't care about the Mets or Yankees, good, because part two of this it could do with football, baseball, basketball, anything. It's more of just a 2025 general sentiment.
Let's explain, too, what makes sports beautiful, makes sports great. All different walks of life come to one place with one purpose, and that purpose is to win, right? Different ideology, different people, different cultures from all different walks of life, different lands.
And this
international game now.
And this is on full display if and when you do watch like the World Baseball Classic, or you're starting to see in the NBA when they do the international players versus the American-born players.
Yeah.
It's beautiful when you see, hey, my team's got Japanese players, black players, white players, Latino players. It's
all differences.
It really is.
All differences aside, and it doesn't matter what name's on the back because they're all playing for the name that's on the front, right? All differences aside, when you're in between those lines, you got one goal, one common goal together, and that's to win. So nothing else matters once the buzzer hits, once the game starts.
You could have went with tip-off, first pitch, or kickoff.
There
You
you
went
go.
with buzzer hits.
Yeah, I went with the yeah. You saw me.
I saw you.
You saw me scrambling.
I saw
right?
you. How does the game start?
Tip-off. Oh! Once the game starts, all those things are out the window. Differences don't matter. Your one common goal is to win. And would you believe it that word on the streets is, as of today, that your boy Brandon Nimmo and Lindor never saw eye to eye, and they got rid of Nimmo because of political differences. I'm not saying this hasn't existed before. I'm sure it has. But I've never really heard it like this before in sports. It infiltrated relationships where it never has before, and now it's infiltrating sports in a way that it really hasn't before. They couldn't put that aside. I'm assuming, and it's a pretty good assumption, it's what I read, and Nimmo was a Trump guy, Lindor was not. They couldn't put their political differences aside for the sole sake of winning in New York. That's just so lame to me, because that sort of defeats what sports is all about. Like, you're letting your political differences get in the way of winning here?
I listen, call me old-fashioned. I still believe in the idea of, hey, we could be friends if we have different political beliefs, but that is not a sentiment that is popular among younger people because their mindset is, yo, if you disagree with me on these big issues, then I don't know how I could be your pal. It's a very different mindset.
You could say, well, that's the problem. You should care, and I get all that. And here's another example. You could say, well, that's the caveman knuckle-dragging mentality of our generation, right? Have you ever, Danny G, Iowa Sam, Spot, Lowenkron, I say this respectfully, Fox Sports Radio Nation, please, I say this respectfully, have you ever kicked someone out of the bedroom because they didn't line up with you politically?
Have you ever had a hot woman laying in your bedroom and said, wait a minute, before we do this,
hold on,
who do you support?
Yeah, because guess what? In today's world, and I've seen it firsthand.
Imagine in your ass-getting days in the 2000s, you're like, some girl's like unrobing in your bedroom, and you're like, hold on, before this proceeds, McCain or Obama?
Oh, what?
Like,
even worse, what if she asks you? Right?
Hold
Hold on. Trick question.
Check the clock.
Like, do you lie just to make it happen? What
I'm independent.
noticing,
I don't vote.
Right, exactly.
I'm an independent.
What I'm noticing.
Oh no, then
now,
it becomes you don't vote.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you don't care about the process?
I'm neutral.
No, neutral is even worse because then you're quote wishy-washy.
Oh no, I screwed this up.
Think about it. If you were a single guy in the 90s, 2000s, if you're an older school dude, 70s or 80s, did you ever one time when you were in high school even know, care, or think about the political thoughts of a girl you had a crush on?
No, never
Danny,
once.
when you were on your come up, did you ever think of a girl who you asked out on a date?
If a high school girl asked me what my thoughts of the Gaza Strip were, I would be thinking, is that a steak? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have known I wouldn't have known what she was talking about because I was a teenage idiot. These kids
you would have thought
today,
the Gaza Strip was a style she had going on somewhere.
kids today,
oh my.
And you could say, well, then that's better for them because you should line up. I don't know about that. It's infiltrating relationships. How many young single people are out there because of all the differences? It's hard enough to find someone. Now you're adding another layer, and now it's infiltrating sports.
Well, the old adage of opposites attract, I think people have sort of poo-pooed that idea. And you know what?
Don't tell MC Scat Cat.
I'll let Paula Abdul not know.
Covino and Rich sweeping the nation.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
We hope you enjoy our show. And, of course, there's always Colin and Dan Patrick.
But, hey,
we like Dan Patrick,
Thanks
though.
for hanging with us.
And, of course, Stu Gatz and The Odd Couple and
Never heard of him.
Two Pros, Cup of Joe. Are we all best friends? Not really, but we're all professionals.
See, how would that sound?
That would be the weakest. You'd be like, why do I want to hang with those guys?
Yeah, that's why Francisco Lindor
at least fake the funk.
Has to fake it a
at least
little.
Fake it till you make
My
it.
goodness.
Francisco Lindor basically admitted, and people are like, well, at least he was honest. And we do want honesty, but how about you get it right? Because that chemistry translates on the field.
There's times where honesty is not the right move. Like, how many guys have been asked by a woman in their lives, like, am I the best at blank? And you're like,
hold on, I just got to make this clear again. He goes,
Yeah, sure.
Are we best friends? That's not how it works in the clubhouse. Well, make it work. You're a team leader, dude.
Then you hear teams that win. What do they always say? It's a special group of guys. Clubhouse is great.
I'll do
Locker
anything for
rooms
these guys.
pop.
I love these guys.
All right, well, hey, Covino and Rich in for DP. We're actually a show that likes each other. How about that? Trouble sleeping. Let me tell you guys about Z Kleiner, the revolutionary recliner designed by Flex Steel. The Z Kleiner, engineered with restful sleep in mind, making it an ideal bed alternative.
A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep. Visit zkleiner.com/DanPatrick today to find Z Kleiner at a store near you.
Did you say Don Patrick?
Don Patrick.
Don Patrick.
That's not how you say it?
Don Patrick.
Dan Patrick, the
boy.
legend.
All right, well, hey, we're going to be here the next 2 mornings, so appreciate you guys hanging with us on President's Day. Now, I have presidential history in a second, but we've got to take one phone call from Canada first because we were talking about people cheering for curling
We're talking about how much we didn't know about curling.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. So a 10-second seminar with who? Danny, who do we got?
Ryan says he's from a curling family.
Oh man, Ryan, tell us.
You betcha.
Ryan, give us the. Well, first of all, what do we call the thing that?
Rich is from a curly fry
That's
family.
called a curling stone, my friend, or a rock.
Curling stone. Rich is smashing burgers with that thing.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Curling stone.
And,
okay.
and Ryan, it is harder than it looks, right?
Oh, well, first of all, the ice has got pebbles on it. There is a very small surface on the bottom of that stone that's like maybe the size of your hand that actually touches that.
Okay.
The curlers, the ones that are sweeping, they're getting screamed at because they're supposed to hurry the heck up. They're trying to persuade the pebbles so the stone will be guided to the house.
You know
which
who'd
is the
be
ring.
good at that? Doug Gottlieb, because he's yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm
The exact same
and I was explaining this to you guys.
The exact same play.
Yeah. So when you're sweeping, you're putting your whole body weight on that broom. And I mean, I did a tournament, I think it was last year with my family, one off, because I don't curl as regular anymore, and I was sore for the next 5 days.
The only thing
So
Rich
wait,
is
hold on, I
the
don't
only
believe
thing
this
Rich
guy.
is curling is 2-pound weights at the gym.
So
I'm curling
Rich, you're
15.
putting all your weight into it.
I love this guy, but I'm not gonna be winded from curling. I promise you that.
Hey, you don't know. You don't know that.
Yeah, you bet you would be, I bet.
Oh, you betcha!
Yeah.
You betcha!
Yeah, Rich, who lifts 5 and 10-pound curls at the gym.
I
thank you,
appreciate
buddy.
the insight, man.
Yeah, I'll
Thanks
tell
for
you
sharing.
what. It's got people watching. People
Haven't you
love.
ever mopped ferociously and you get out of breath? You know what I'm
People
saying?
watch curling and love it.
That dude's floors must be sparkling.
But I agree with you. Doug Gottlieb would be a fantastic curling coach.
The exact same play. The exact same play.
Come on. Sweet.
Former FSR alum. Again, we're Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick, and we hope you had a happy Valentine's
All right.
weekend. But it's President's Day
Get
weekend.
me up with some fanfare, Sam.
President's Day.
All right, now I have compiled some presidential trivia. Now,
It's like one of your favorite things of the whole year.
but I'm not doing multiple choice, Danny. But I'm going to give this person the opportunity. You got to impress me.
Okay.
What would you say? Bat 300 or 400? We're approaching baseball season.
Oh, nowadays you just have to bat like 210.
210 and you're on the team.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this guy's got, I have 10 quick questions. He's got to get 4 out of 10.
Okay.
That's it. It's really simple.
All right. Sean in Connecticut was the first through.
Sean, you there?
I'm here, man. Let's do it.
Sean, I'm going to give you a fact. You tell me what president. You got to get 4 out of 10. If you get 4 out of 10, you win, okay?
And just throw a guess. If you don't know, throw a guess
throw a
out there.
guess.
Who
There's,
cares?
there's only 40-something options,
I
right?
promise you I won't know the answer, so
All right.
you won't look like a fool.
All right. Sounds good.
Who is the only sitting president to attend the Super Bowl?
Only sitting president to attend the Super Bowl. Bush Jr., W. Bush.
Incorrect. I'm sorry. Donald Trump.
Yeah, it was just recently.
Yeah, last year, Donald Trump became the first sitting president to attend the Super Bowl. New Orleans, when, of course, the Eagles beat the Chiefs. So you're 0 for 1.
Well,
Good.
it's not a bad guess.
right.
He was a
Good start.
sports guy for sure.
Okay.
Right.
Who is the first president of this United States of America?
Okay, I think I know this one. Let's go with George Washington.
No, that's Do I give him that one because he played with my paws there? No, we don't. All right, the first president of the United States to ever publicly fill out a March Madness bracket. The first.
Let's go with Obama. That'd be Obama.
Obama, correct.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
That's a good
All
one.
right, there you go.
All right.
1 for 2.
He's also the first president to say there's aliens among us.
Yeah, we got to get to that.
I don't know if we're going to have time.
All right. This president. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go vice president. This vice president incorrectly spelled the word potato at a spelling bee and never heard the end of it. What vice president incorrectly spelled potato?
I'm only familiar with one vice president that they consider pretty dumb. So I'm going to go with Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle's the answer. There you go. This guy, he's 2 for 3.
This guy's
He's got a
genius.
good start. He's
You're a
genius.
What is Dan Quayle up to these days?
You know, I often
Someone
wonder
want
that.
to check in on Dan
I always
Quayle?
think, what is Dan doing?
I'm going to send him a DM right now.
All right. What president was the first to throw out a pitch at a Major League Baseball game?
That's a tough one there. Let's go with
I'll give you a hint. He was a big fella.
pass.
Bro, This guy's in fuego.
Wow.
President Taft,
gave him-
1910.
That was too good of a clue.
Rich has his favorite presidents. You knew Taft was going to come up.
Taft was going to be in there.
Can
Old
we
bathtub
acknowledge,
Taft.
though, we got to acknowledge the Queen of England with her screwball, though. She had a mean pitch.
Yeah,
Old
she did.
Taft tub.
Yeah, the best first pitch is not even a U.S. president. You're right. It's the Queen of England and Naked Gun. You
She
saw
threw
that?
a screwball or something.
All right.
Sean just needs one
He's
more.
3 for 4. All right. Now, we talked about Obama and how he put a basketball court in, how he's a basketball guy. Other presidents were athletic. We talked earlier today on the show about Gerald Ford could have played professional football. What president was so into boxing that while president, he would randomly spar at the White House?
Wow.
What president would spar? Think about it, tough president.
Yeah, that's a good one there. I don't know this. Let's go with like Kennedy.
Not Kennedy. Good guess, though. Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt would box.
I heard Roberto Duran beat his ass.
Yeah,
That's-
bully. Yeah. All right. Let's here's one. Which president was known to skinny dip after a morning workout in the Potomac River?
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know this one either. Let's go with Kennedy on that one too.
Now that would be John Quincy Adams.
Come on, everybody knows that's John Quincy Adams.
That was back when it was safe to
Yeah.
skinny dip in the Potomac.
You know who's a big
Wasn't-
skinny dipper? Rich's dad. True story.
Know who's the chubby dipper? You.
TMI.
Fluffy dipper, bro.
All right, I'll give you one. I'll give you a hint. This is a legendary president. This president was the first to be a licensed bartender, and before he became president, owned a tavern in Illinois.
Hold on, you gotta give more of a hint, I think. Is
All
there a
right,
hint there?
Legendary president.
Okay.
I think I gave a hint. Owned a tavern in Illinois and was a licensed bartender.
I'm going with Lincoln.
Bro, and you win the game. There you go.
Oh.
Abe Lincoln apparently can make a mean whiskey drink. So there you go.
He made
Presidential
a whiskey
tribute.
drink? He made a vodka drink.
He made a.
All right.
407
Congratulations, bro.
beers
Wow.
ago.
All right, Sean, hang on the line. Get your info. We're going to mail you out a CNR prize pack.
Want to know my little
bud.
random presidential fun fact? Congratulations, man.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me-
Congratulations.
Can't get fooled again.
Well, there used to be a stat that I was so intrigued by.
Shame
on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Do you know what that
There
was in reference to?
What was that?
The
reference to?
war in Iraq. He was
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
fool you, don't fool me again.
There was a stat that said for the average American, Abe Lincoln crosses your mind at least once a day.
Is that wild?
Even if subliminally, like a street sign, a school, a
Something.
bench, a statue,
That's
currency. Like, throughout a day, you're going to subconsciously at least think of Abe Lincoln once. I don't know if that still exists, but that used to be a weird stat that I thought was interesting because I was like, hey, yeah, there I go thinking about him again.
And they
here's
they teach kids a lot about Abe Lincoln because my kids are in 3rd grade in kindergarten, and for President's Day, I'm like, hey, you little knuckleheads, what presidents do you know? And they know, oh, Trump's the current president. And they always go to Abe Lincoln and George Washington. Those are clearly, would you agree, Lincoln and Washington, most famous presidents?
Yeah, yes.
Without a doubt, right?
Okay, and if you look at any photos of all the presidents, there's no one that stands out more than that guy. Not just because of his height, just he looks so peculiar,
Yo,
man.
Danny, there's a
Maybe because he
AI
was a vampire slayer or something. I don't know.
There's which president slayed vampires on the side? No,
And there's approximately 130 known unique photographs of Abraham Lincoln. But if you see like any sort of painting or rendition of him with other presidents, like that guy had the most unique Ichabod Crane looking vibe than any other president.
The weirdest thing, AI is pretty awesome nowadays, and you can love it or hate it. Sam, I know you hate it, but have you seen?
Unless it's like a video of dancing corgis, and then I'll get.
Then you're
that.
fine with it.
Yeah.
Have you seen? This is remarkable. They've taken all the legendary presidents, like the early on presidents, and they just sort of clean them up to show you like what they would look like now. And while they all look so old, like Zachary Taylor and Woodrow Wilson, all these guys, they just look like regular old white guys. They put them in like a current suit and give them a current day haircut. And Covino's right. Of all the presidents, only one
still looks peculiar.
Still looks like weird, and it's Abe Lincoln because they can't figure out how to make this guy like what would he look like now?
Can't modernize that guy.
You can't modernize Abe Lincoln. All right, now coming up, speaking of presidents, one former president who not only had a basketball court in the White House, he won Grammys. That was one of my other questions. What president won multiple Grammy Awards? He was at the All-Star game yesterday, catching loose balls courtside. Barack Obama made a comment about aliens, and while this interview on our podcast was, had the honor of interviewing him, I don't feel like there was enough follow-up on this. He talked about aliens, and we have to break this down next. More Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick next.
But I'm now the president of everybody.
Let's start with Cam Scattaboo, or as I called him, Scam Cataboo.
Ooh, Scattaboo.
He's getting a lot of negative press this week.
Yeah.
What's
It's all
he
bullshit.
doing?
It's all bullshit because he goes to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And since we talked about it, just a little update. Coach said it was an organized trip for the rookies on the team. It's bonding. They do things like this. It's just everyone, because he's hurt, has a fucking problem with him.
I'm sorry, Spot. Wrestling it's real, buddy. It's real.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it is sports entertainment, but
it's a bit of a tussle. It could be rough. Gotta be gentle. Take it easy. As they say in New York, take it easy.
I have a question.
Take it easy. Come on, Cam, take it easy. He's celebrating his 10,000th follower. So he has 10,000 followers on Twitch. So what he does is he takes an energy drink in celebration, he puts it in a cleat, and he does the infamous shoey. There you go. I don't get down like this. This is where the party stops for me. I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the less bash heads and less, punch a wall kind of guy.
I mean, it's his own shoe.
Yeah, but that's gross.
I hope it's a clean shoe.
I mean, but regardless, it's his shoe. If
But
it
dude,
was,
when
I wouldn't drink out of your shoe.
When people do shoeys, they're not always clean shoes. Look at them. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go shoeys. So I call this, you can call it whatever you want. But me personally, Steve Covino, I call this the weakest party moves.
Oh, this is your no-no list?
Yeah, this is Steve Covino's no-no list. Like, I don't get down like that.
All right, so
like,
if
not
you're a guy like Covino,
like if someone's like, yo, dude, let's do a shoey. I'm like, how about no?
I've heard Covino actually say at parties, even when he was younger, even before he knew him, for some reason, Covino's like, I don't scattaboo.
I don't scattaboo. I don't scat. Hey, you know what? You scattaboo. I'm going to go talk to some chicks. That was my mindset back
here we
then.
go.
No,
All right,
seriously,
so one
like,
of the things that
this
even
isn't like a turnoff, dude.
even when you were in college and you were living with your buddies at the frat house or whatever the hell you were doing, what are the things you would never do?
You could call these fun time party antics from back in the day. I call these weak ass moves. These moves come at a lifetime guarantee. No ass for a lifetime. Guaranteed.
For people that aren't a stick in the mud like you, maybe things that we've graduated past.
Fine. Whatever you want to call it.
Okay, let's go.
I'm kicking it off with keg stands. Have I done one in my life? One. One and done. No bueno.
I don't think I've ever
Lame. Vatos don't keg stand. That's a rare photo right there.
That's what I said.
So keg standing.
No, this is a photo of you from college.
Get out of here.
All
I
right,
graduated.
what else does not fly with Steve Covino?
Body shots.
Off of dudes?
Anybody. Like really,
I
if she's a smoke show and I'm just a horned up dude, yeah, fine. But it's not always like a hot chick that you're getting a body shot from.
Here's the problemo. I'll tell you, I've done body shots off of some good-looking ladies back in the day.
Do you want to drink a shot out of someone's lint-filled belly button?
No, but here's the problem.
This isn't your style?
But here's the problem.
I don't even know what's going on.
I've done body shots off of women at bars in my 20s, but here's the problem.
Meanwhile,
Much like
50 other guys have done shots off the same woman.
I mean, if you want to take the words out of my mouth, go ahead. Do the show by yourself then.
Well, don't you have that strip club theory?
My strip club theory is every time you put your face in some girl's big boobs, you're rubbing another dude's face essentially because some other guy's face was right there. So same theory with the body shot.
Barf.
Hot in theory, but the reality is
You're like licking her belly where some other dude probably licked her belly.
Let me ask you this. I get it. We all do dumb things when we're young, right? And you could chalk it up to, hey, man, I was in my 20s. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But you got to graduate from these things. Beer funnels / helmets.
Okay, I'm with you. I never felt the instinct, and I'm not saying I'm above it. We've all had our fair share of drunk fun times as young men, but I've never felt the urge to like funnel anything.
Never needed it that bad.
I could pace myself and still get buzzed, you know?
And, the beer helmet, nothing says you're a loser sports fan or just a loser, period, than a beer helmet. Here's one I've done once. I remember clear as day, and I'm like, this is the most overrated experience ever.
What?
The ice luge.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I love
Stick in your face. Again, it's all sticky. You're doing some weak So Abe Lincoln was a bartender at Hooters. Where was he a bartender?
Yeah. Hey, that's the presidential fun fact.
Is that the fact?
Hooters
Anyway.
and then Twin Peaks.
Oh, no, it was Ojos Locos. Abe Lincoln bartender at Ojos Locos? I heard it on the Covino and Rich show.
Really weird.
I heard it. Some guy on the radio.
No, yeah, Fantasia.
Fantasia.
When he was fighting vampires.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, in for Dan Patrick. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. Tire Rack. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Quick reminder, this is day one of the Dan Patrick hat trick, presidential Abe Lincoln hat trick, which means we're going to be here Tuesday and Wednesday. So tomorrow we return with more prizes and more games. And I heard Shaq Diesel trivia. So some multiple choice Shaq Diesel trivia for more Covino and Rich prizes. Tomorrow.
You chatted out our good friends at Tire Rack. Ira Sam, one more presidential trivia question for you.
Sure.
What president was the only to get arrested while in office, and it has to do with traffic? Ulysses S. Grant was speeding in a carriage and was arrested.
Wait, I was like, what?
He was arrested while
How is that even possible?
In
Were
a
speed
carriage.
limits with a carriage?
Yeah, 20 miles an hour? What are you doing? So, hey, enjoy your President's Day. Have fun. And speaking of presidents, under the radar, when he wasn't catching loose balls courtside, no socks, by the way, huh? Obama rocking the showing some ankle yesterday, or what? You saw that?
Yes, we can.
Which is ironic, because isn't he a White Sox fan?
Yeah, look at that.
Well, he said on the Brian Taylor podcast, Brian Taylor interviewing this guy, that aliens exist. And there's a lot of controversy here because it was in a passing moment. It's like, yep, aliens exist. Yep, they do. Sure do. And
they're real.
The dude was doing a solid interview. It just, I felt like there was a moment for more follow-up.
Like, whoa. Did you just admit that aliens exist?
Yeah,
just a simple, like, hold on.
It was almost like the former president said, yes, there are aliens. And the guy's like, that's great and all. Hey, where do you and Michelle like to go eat lunch? Like, oh, I'm sorry, wait.
He went right on to the next question and breezed right by the fact that he admitted aliens exist. And he said something about, like, what was one of the first things you wanted to know as president?
Yeah.
And Obama went back to it. It was like, do aliens exist? And it's like, yo, dude, he's telling you all about these aliens, and you're not diving into this.
Well, Obama has since walked it back a little, saying like,
says they're not at Area 51.
Yeah, and then he's not quite sure they ever made it to this planet.
Now he's saying chance is low.
Chance is low. But
aliens meaning, it doesn't necessarily mean, ooh, welcome to our planet, that kind of thing. It could be any sort of living organism.
We need to see something. Like, we've been told they exist. Like, we need to see the proof.
I think what he was implying there is that, we know for a fact that there's living things among us that we're not really sure what they are, and maybe it's molecular and small and insignificant, but things do exist on other planets.
We just foolishly think anything that's, quote, alien or from another world or planet looks like an alien that we depict in, like, cinema.
Right.
Like,
I don't think that's what he implied,
assume,
but I would have loved to have gone further with the questioning.
We assume it's like some grayish-green creature
Close
with a big
Encounters of the
head or
Third
something,
Kind,
right?
long, spindly
I
arms.
feel like our very own George,
greetings.
our very own George Norrie from Coast to Coast needs to sit down with Obama and follow up.
I'm telling you, it's
what did you mean about that? What do you mean by that? They exist. What do you mean?
It's everyone's curiosity. I do wonder, though, if you do become president, which again only less than 50 men have done. Do you think there is all right, here's all the secret stuff we know you want to know. Do you think there really is a list of like, I get to know these secret things now, or you think that's BS also? Because we always assume like if you become president, you find out about aliens and JFK and all these I feel like none of that is true.
Maybe it's like Independence Day where like they tell you only if you need to know. They're like, they take you to that secret place. They're like, yeah, we have a ship.
Well, Obama did say that if they do have alien bodies preserved somewhere, they keep them somewhere where they were not brought to his attention. He's never seen them, and they never expressed that to him. So
then I would have asked, why do you think they're real? Then?
Exactly. And that's the story. It's like, how could he have admitted this? The first president to admit that, yep, they exist, and no one followed up with that? Sort of a passing comment on the podcast.
All right, well, hey, we'll see you guys back here mañana. Enjoy your Monday, your President's Day. If you have time, I said go see GOAT with the kids. I thought it was great. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Have a good one. Later, Danettes.
Goodbye, guys. Enjoy the day off.
DP.
Bye.
Later. Bye now.